Alrighty, people.
Yeah.
I am very happy to say that this time tomorrow, less than 24 hours, the Tennessee Titans will be on the clock. That's 100% fact. There's no question about it. This time next week, those Tennessee Titans will be on the clock making their selection. And it's probably going to be Cam Ward, but it is going to be this complete, climax of everything we've been waiting for. And we're excited to have one last mock draft here. And then obviously all focus goes towards tomorrow. Appreciate y'all big time for being here. By the way, if you don't know, we will be live on our redraft channel tomorrow. Very low key. These have been very fun streams over the past 3 or 4 years. We've done this where we just go live and we react to the NFL draft itself.
That's correct.
We'd love to have you there. We'll do some giveaways. Obviously, we'll be live, I think, 45 to 30 minutes before the draft starts, doing a final predictive mock together with the community as well, which will be very fun. But we'll be live there. Basically just talking, reacting to the picks live all together. We won't spoil them, as long as you don't spoil them in the chat. And then right after each round, we will be back on the Dynasty Land Football channel doing some mock drafts and some real drafts for you guys. Excited to, for that all to work out and, for you guys to be here with us. But appreciate you being in the chat. Be a friend. Go ahead and, hit that like button for us. Got a like goal today of 100 likes. With your help, I think we can get there. What's up, Zachary Wallace in the chat?
How we feeling, man?
We haven't even announced a giveaway yet, and we've already got people typing land in the chat because they're expecting the giveaway, and you know what? They are 100% right. We are giving away our rookie tear down tool. We've only given this away to one other person, so only one person in the entire community, the flock community, anywhere in general, has the rookie tear down tool right now, and we are giving this away today. Again, you will be one of 2 people in the world with the rookie teardown tool right now. This is a tool that we will be releasing after the NFL draft. We need to obviously update it after the draft finishes. But yes, if you're out there and you want to get access to this early, fun little feature, fun little tool that we've built out that's going to be very helpful. If you're out there and you have a dynasty team that is a rebuilder, that is a 1-year punt, even trying to retool this year, you're going to be or just a contender and you have a large starting lineup and you want to get the most out of your draft picks. We always talk about maximizing value. If you guys remember last year on our channel, we were very, very aggressive in saying, if you have the 101, don't be so stuck on Caleb Williams. Tear down. You can get Neighbors in a first. You can get Jaden Daniels in a first. Same with Marvin Harrison at the 102. And so many people benefited from that. And now we decided, why don't we use that in a tool? Why don't we make a tool for that and contextualize it for the 2025 class? That's what we've done. So again, all you need to do to be entered to get today's giveaway, and we might do another one if we reach 100 likes, is type the word land in the chat and you will be entered. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. What's up, Charlie in the building? Koala is here. Oscar's here. Sparrow, Bo, Artie, Cade. Matthew says, Bree just watched your video of last year's reaction. She was dying to your reaction of Penix. Yes. That was truly one of the biggest shockers I think we've had.
Nobody was expecting that.
I don't think we've ever had a bigger shocker on our live streams during the NFL draft. I remember being speechless for like 3 minutes, and Badaki was like basically drooling words out of his mouth trying to figure out what was happening, as we all were. Like,
there's no way. I said, there's no way they're doing this. This is dumb. They just paid Kirk Cousins. I was screaming.
But it was a lot of fun. We appreciate y'all for being here. What's up, Adam? What's up, Styles in the building? It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve for us. If you guys are out there and you're like Badaki and I, my favorite holiday, it's not Christmas. It's not Thanksgiving. Those are great holidays. But my favorite holiday is the NFL draft weekend. That is my favorite holiday. So we're about to be there. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. We've got a final 2025 rookie mock draft. In fact, we should change the title. I should have thought about that. And we're going to be doing some landing spots from a mock draft provided by Tankathon. They have a 5 or 4 round mock draft. I can't remember. And if you want to see those landing spots, I'll put that link in the chat. And I'm also going to update the stream itself to have the latest link in the description in case people come into the stream later. But again, appreciate you guys for being here. I can give you an update right now. We already have 21 entries. All right. And let me show you that here so you guys can see. We're all for transparency. And by the way, I don't care what promo code you're using on the Flock site. You can enter, okay? We're not going to make you use a promo code LAND to do a giveaway with us, all right? 21 entries currently. All you got to do is type in the word LAND. That's all you have to do to enter today's
That's
giveaway.
all you need to do.
All right, let's dive into today's stream. All right, it's a three-parter, okay? So quickly, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a rookie mock draft. Then we'll do a giveaway. And if we reach 100 likes, we'll pop off another giveaway. We'll start another one. By the way, if you're entering the giveaway and you're not here when it's announced, I'm sorry. We're going to give it to someone else. We're going to re-roll.
So you have to be better.
We have a rule here where if you enter the giveaway and you're not present on the stream, you can't come back and claim it a day later or something, all right? You got to be here, okay? Sorry, that's the way it works. We're giving you something free. Those are the terms and conditions. You got to be on the stream. So we have a 5-minute timer, and if you don't claim it within those 5 minutes, we're going to re-roll it for someone else, okay? But we will do that giveaway after the mock draft. If we reach 100 likes, we'll do another giveaway. Then we'll do some Real Origins rookie drafts, and there is currently one team playbook, and I believe that is from Carlos, who's in the chat. What's up, Carlos?
Shout out to Carlos. Thank you for another submission there.
Yeah, and there are currently 3 available spots for a same-day team playbook review. And by the way, when you get your team playbook, we are also sending you the latest version of the Dynasty Trade Dial, a tool that has over 4,000 data points that tells you exactly when to buy and sell each position at its peak value. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? Let's get into this mock draft. Badaki, you already know I'm going to ask. So if there are people out there who want to join today's mock draft, how can they get in it?
Yeah, guys, join our Discord. That link is in the description, and that link is already in the chat. You can see there I typed in !Discord. If you guys have any questions, whether how to join the Discord or how to do that, if you're trying to find links, all you have to do is press !Discord, redraft, anything, okay? They have the Nightbot setting that up. But go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, as you can see on your screen. Go to announcements, and that's how you can join each and every mock draft, whether you're watching this now or later, okay? And that's it. And I'll send that link out here for you guys. And I'll let you guys mock in this one. I see some of these landing spots. These are very, very interesting landing spots.
Yeah, this will be fun. What's up, Albert? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. What's up, Tony? Appreciate the love, my friend. Very kind to you. Daniel Jeremiah's final mock is out. Yeah, what I would love to do is Styles.
We should have a look at that.
Styles, that's what I was thinking. Well, I want to add a segment today, and the segment is basically just going to be like, let's look at some of our favorite draft analyst final mock draft. So Styles, if you don't mind sending us a DM over on Discord, if you can get Zerlines, Jeremiah's, Bruglers, any of those big dogs, and we'll have a look at their latest first round. I think that would be fun to do that together. All right. So this is a super flex 12 team PPR, tight end premium 0.5, and we're using landing spots from Tankathon's final mock draft. All right. They have Cam Ward going #1 overall, then Travis Hunter. That's pretty chalk, but new favorite for Ashton Genty, ladies and gentlemen, and this has been developing in the last 48 hours. If you've been living under a rock, well, let's get you out of that rock. Ashton Genty might be a Jaguar. Now, I don't know if this is smoke. I don't know if this is real. I don't know what's happening, because what happened was the Raiders said, we're going to take Ashton Genty. It's locked and loaded. And then a week later, the Jags said, actually, we're going to take Ashton Genty. Are they trying to get in the Raiders' head? Is it real? Are they actually going to take Genty? Are the Patriots going to do the same thing and say they want Genty on draft night and make someone trade up? I don't know. It'll be fun to watch, though. I mean, we've even heard talks about the Broncos maybe having a deal in place to move up to pick 5.
What's happening right now is crazy. I keep reading it, and I want all the gossip, but at the same time, I actually don't want to read it because it's just all smoke.
Insane.
Anyways.
Absolutely insane. Yeah, if you refresh the page, by the way, guys, you will see a new link in the description for Tankathon. Hopefully that is helpful. All right, moving on. Tyler Warren at 7 to the Jets. All right, so he is a New York Jet. Then we get Ted McMillan at 12 to the Cowboys. Colson Loveland at 14 to the Colts. Matthew Golden goes 18th overall to the Seahawks. Omarion to the Broncos, which it seems like everyone has him sharpied there. I'm super curious to see how it actually pans out. Shador Sanders goes to the Steelers in this one. Then at pick, those are all the offensive players. And this seems to be a trend, and it's concerning, but it seems to be a trend that there are, in a lot of final mock drafts, not a lot of offensive weapons from pick 22 onwards. I'm seeing that very commonly, and it would definitely impact hit rates for this class. But at pick 33, Emeka Egbuka is a Brown. Don't understand that whatsoever. And I think it's going to drastically hurt where he goes in today's mock draft. Don't understand how you take Travis Hunter and then you go Egbuka right after. But this is the world we're living in. Crazy things happen in the draft all the time. Jackson Dart is a giant. Luther Burden, actually, if he does fall out of round 1, Badaki, I think the Titans is the best landing spot for a wide receiver with
a wide receiver right now.
Okay. And just complete, freedom over that wide receiver room. At 39, we get Caleb Johnson, which I love to see. Then Jaden Higgins is a Jet. Travion Henderson, the nuts landing spot, if you will, to the Cowboys there at pick 44.
Has the nuts.
Mason Taylor at pick 50. Quinshon Judkins goes 55 to the Chargers. That's hot. Jalen Noel to the Panthers in round 2. Love to see that. Into round 3, where Jack Besh is a Giant. Jalen Milroe is a Raider. Trey Harris is a Patriot. Tyler Shuck is a Saint. Then we get Alec Manor to the Texans. Interesting. Elijah Arroyo to the Bengals. Dylan Sampson is a Steeler. Jalen Royals is a Bronco. That's hot. Harold Fannin to the Chargers. That's hot. Kyle Williams to the Jags. That's hot, ladies and gentlemen. Terrence Ferguson to the Rams. Gunnar Helm to the Saints. Cam Scattyboo to the Chiefs. I like that a lot. Ollie Gordon, round 3 pick to the Vikings. I'm super curious to see what that does. Savion Williams to Lions. Into round 4, Will Howard is a Brown. RJ Harvey is a Raider. Torrey Horton, a Bill. Ty Felton, a Niner. Bashul Tootin to the Colts. Then we see Isaiah Bond to the Packers. Xavier Restrepo to the Saints. Tez Johnson is an Eagle. And that is the end of round 4. So that's all the rounds that we have. You'll have to use your imagination for any one beyond pretty much round 3. Again, I'll put the link in the chat if you want to access the landing spots for today. But let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1. Now, what I would like to do, Badaki, is just quickly show some people. I actually saw Lance Zierlein. He tweeted out recently, about an hour ago. He had about 10 minutes to answer any draft-related questions, okay? And I took the liberty, because y'all know I love Luther Burden. Anytime I have a chance to ask someone about Luther Burden on social media, I do. And I said, is Luther Burden going in round 1? If not, why? Thanks for your work. And very short, very sweet, Lance says, no, and I don't know why. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Lance does like Luther Burden like I do. But his answer was, no, he's not going in round 1, and I don't know why. Now, I also saw someone else ask Matt Miller. If you don't know who Matt Miller is an ESPN NFL draft analyst. Okay, and someone else asked him the same thing, basically. Like, what about Luther? Where are you thinking he's going to go? Asking Matt Miller, this was yesterday. And Matt's reply was, Luther Burden's range starts at 20. I know Denver did a ton of work on him. He could be picked anywhere between 20 and 35, is the best guess I can make based on intel that's out there. So, one source is saying, nope, Luther Burden's not going around 1. The other source is saying, if he does, it'll be late first round. And I think we're all on the same page there. So that will be a very, very interesting storyline to follow tomorrow. And I would love to see his name called round 1, but we have to recognize there's a huge possibility that is not the case. All right. Read out these picks for us, Badaki, how the draft is starting.
Yeah, no worries. Ashton Genty, 101, Amarion Hampton. Travion Henderson at the 103, and he went to the Dallas Cowboys in the early 2nd round. Cam Moore, Ted McMillan, Colston Loveland, and Travis Hunter at the 107. And now Selamo, a.k.a. Sparrow, is on the clock here. Now, someone did bring up a really good point, which is Ricky One. He said if the Browns take Hunter, Emeka would lean towards Hunter playing more DB. That's kind of a good point. I don't know how you feel about that, but look, I don't think that makes sense. But does that mean that, okay, we're taking Travis Hunter to be the DB and then Emeka instantly becoming the wide receiver 1 there, with Travis Hunter having that little sprinkle of the wide receiver 1 whenever he is on the field?
It's a good conversation. I can't remember. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. Has any NFL team in the past decade taken a receiver at the 1st round and then turned around and taken a receiver in the 2nd round? I can't remember that happening in the last decade. Maybe I'm crazy, but I can't think of a single time that has actually happened IRL. So it would definitely make things thoroughly confusing. Now, by the way, I am not shocked whatsoever to see 3 running backs come off the board in the first 3 picks. I released my final rookie mock draft as a video a couple days ago, and I had, I think, like 3 or 4 running backs in the first 6 picks, and someone said I was smoking crack. But I often think we forget just how good running backs are when they go round 1, round 2, especially in a class that we are all obsessed with. So I definitely think this is a possibility here. But again, you had Genty, who went to the Jags. We had Hampton, who went to the Broncos. Henderson, who went, was it the Cowboys? Is that correct? Then
Yeah, Cowboys.
Judkins went to the Chargers, all in round 2. And now I'm on the clock, and I need to make a decision here. Okay, we have a round 1 tight end available. There's a round 1 wide receiver available to me. I've also got a round 2 running back. And man, I just don't see this guy dominating in this specific spot. I like him a lot. I was really frustrated that everyone wrote him off after the combine, which is something, it's just so silly to me. But here I am on the clock. I think I'm going to take Caleb Johnson, man. I think I'm going to go Caleb Johnson. He goes early second round to the Chicago Bears. I don't see him not dominating in that landing spot. Just the history of success that Ben Johnson has with the run game. You got a name like Caleb Johnson in there. I think this man is probably getting 15 plus touches from week 1 in an offense that is led by someone that we're very confident in, that has a bunch of weapons around it. DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, Ben Johnson, the additions at offensive line. I just think he would absolutely be a killer in that landing spot.
Yeah, and look, and it makes sense there. I'm taking Caleb there. I think the running backs obviously are going to be a premier position. Obviously, we all know this in the first round. But I'm interested to know, Tyler Warren, I think right now probably, and Shedeur Sanders, probably the best value here in the first round. Top 7 pick to the New York Jets. I know, I understand. The Jets is not an exciting landing spot.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is not somebody that you kind of hope and expect that's going to, support a tight end. But a top 7 pick, you have to imagine Tyler Warren is going to be a huge part of this offense. If you're getting a weapon in a class that is very defensive heavy, and you can go out and say, you know what, let me go build my defense. Aaron Glenn, who is a defensive head coach, goes out and gets Tyler Warren. The 110 there is kind of crazy value, I think.
I think I totally get where you're coming from. I think you can make a really good case as to why it's very scary, though. Because just the nature of Tyler Warren as a player, he is going to improve your run game exponentially from day 1. And I think an offense built around Justin Fields is going to run the ball a lot. I think there'll be a very low volume of passes per game. I think if I'm not mistaken, he averaged around like 30 to 32 in passing attempts per game amongst starting quarterbacks when he was starting. So that is my main concern, because Garrett Wilson's going to get a shit ton of targets. And then you have to ask, man, I mean, is Warren going to get 6 targets per game in a low passing volume offense? That's my only counter to what you're saying, because I agree. Great value. But you also have to ask that question as well, right? So it's going to be really tough to digest that. If he actually goes to the Jets, it will be tough to digest. We had Sanders go at the 111. Shedeur Sanders was a first-round pick. He went to the Steelers at pick 21. I think he'd be a great fit there. Then Matthew Golden was the last pick in round 1. He went to the Seahawks. Man, a lot of weapons there in Seattle if this happens now to compete for targets, right?
Yeah, 100%.
With Cooper Kupp, JSN, and Matthew Golden. But to get a first-round wide receiver at the 112, it shows the strength of this class. Got to ask a question. Who's the best value in round 1? I want to hear from the chat. I want you guys to tell me who is the best value in round 1. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. Again, smash that like button. If we reach our goal of 100 likes, we will do another giveaway. And if you're just joining us today, we are giving away early access preview to our rookie tear down tool. Only one other person in the industry has access to this tool right now, and that's because they won it on a giveaway 2 days ago, okay? So if you want to enter this giveaway to win early access to our rookie tear down tool, which shows you how you can tear down from the 101, 102, 103, 104, great for rebuilders, contenders, or people in large leagues where they need to just, get the most out of their draft pick. All you have to do to win this, I don't care if you're supporting a different person on the Flock site, all you have to do is type in LAND, LAND, and you will be entered, all right? And right now, I can give you a little update. We have a total of 39 entries so far, so wow. Great time to get in there like swimwear. Who's the best value in round 1, Badaki? What do we think? What are the people saying?
Look, for me, you guys know I said Tyler Warren, right?
Yep.
Tyler Warren. I could definitely understand it. My second one would be Shador Sanders, first round quarterback going to
Okay.
a team that has George Pickens and DK Metcalf. But yeah, I mean, I see Hunter. Best value is Warren. Shador Sanders. Maverick is saying. TD saying Hunter. Hunter, a couple times there at the 107. I mean, that could be
I
good.
kind of agree. I think it would be awesome to get him there.
Yeah,
100%.
uh, I get it. Someone said Caleb Williams or Caleb Johnson, excuse me, Hunter, Cam Ward, and
Derek
yeah.
says has to be Tet as the best value, which makes sense for sure. Matthew says Cam Ward. No doubt. No doubt. We knew he was going to be in here.
You gotta put a Cam Ward a picture on or something.
Yeah, honestly, Matthew, at this point, the fact that your profile picture isn't Cam Ward is a massive disappointment to all of us in the community. I just want you to know that. Johnny says, didn't Fields feed Komet decently? He did, but it was very hit and miss, and it wasn't high volume share, and there really wasn't any receiver in Chicago to target.
Do we have
you know what I mean?
do we have any history of this offensive coordinator that's come in for the Jets? I know he's pretty new, like to becoming offensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look him up a little bit more, or if anyone knows.
Yes. Styles says, I think Land was great value in round one. All right. I appreciate you, Styles. We'll have a look at that here later on the stream. We'll have a look at some of our favorites, the Bruglers, all these guys' final first-round mock drafts, and we'll analyze them together. But, again, smash that like button. If we reach 100 likes, we will do a second giveaway on today's stream. And let's get into round two. Still plenty of great options on the board available for you here as Luther Burden comes off the board. Like I said, if he doesn't go round one, I do think that probably the best landing spot for him is the Tennessee Titans. Could this be the next Ladd McConkey? Now, the issue with comparing any early round two wide receiver to Ladd McConkey this year is that last year's offensive class was historic. So you can almost just give Ladd and Keon that round one draft capital if you wanted to make that case. You know, we didn't. We try to stick to the data. But that's the issue with kind of using that from last year to this year. But I do think it would be a great landing spot for him with Cam Ward getting that rookie connection from day one there.
Yeah, I think it also depends on land. Obviously, Ladd went straight to Justin Herbert. Burden's going to Cam Ward, who's going to be a rookie that's going to be struggling a little bit more. You would imagine, just like any other rookie. But yeah, Cam Scatterboot, Emeka Mbuka, Dylan Sampson. Where did he go?
He had a great landing spot in round 3, if I'm not mistaken.
He went to the Steelers in round 3, which is nice. Jackson Dart there at the 2-5. Trey Harris, which is also another interesting landing spot, to the New England Patriots in the early 3rd round. And then Jalen Knoll, who also went to the Carolina Panthers in the 2nd round.
Man, if Jalen Knoll lands with the Panthers, I think he's going to be fed targets out of the slot, and he could play inside, outside. I think that would be a very, very good outcome for him. So yeah, we'll have to see. Joel says, shout out to Badaki for the awesome Discord stickers. Yes, someone requested that, and Badaki. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of some more. So if you have any other ideas, or if you know anyone that likes to, run the Discord for us, that would be awesome as well, like our Dynasty Land side. But yeah, Joe, let us know if you need any more stickers over there. I'll definitely help.
Oh yeah, if anybody in the community is great at Discord, hit us up. We'd love to improve what our Discord looks like, and we'd love to collab with you. Kyle Williams coming off the board there. So I need to have a little geese because I don't actually really know who's available at this point.
Yeah, have a look here. Kyle Williams, he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars here, and some decent capital in the early mid 3rd round. So he's going to be there, I guess, flanking. Wait, did Ashton Jeanty go to the Jags in this one? So they get Ashton Jeanty and Kyle Williams.
Yep.
To kind of set that offense up, which is going to be crazy. Obviously, they get rid of Christian Kirk this year. Yeah.
Wow. I really don't know what the right pick would be at this point, but what I am going to do is take Jaden Higgins here at the 209. Hate the landing spot because now we just had a conversation about what sort of target share Tyler Warren would get in New York with the Jets with Justin Fields. And now I'm taking, I guess, would this be the 3rd option in New York at this point? I don't know. It just felt like the board was very difficult to read at the 209 there. We pretty consistently see the early 2nd round worth far more than the mid to late second round this year. I would probably be a pretty big advocate if you were out there and you owned, let's say, the 210 and the 301 in your league. If you can move into those top 3 picks, top 4 picks, depending on how the draft goes, I think it's going to be worth it this year. Even let's say like if you have the 207 and the 212, you know, can you get the 201 and the 309 or something? I would be really curious to see that for sure. But yeah, everyone's loving Amika at the 203. I'm a big fan of Amika as well. I love seeing it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Love land in the building. I remember when someone was like,
crazy.
you guys should really love Loveland. And I was like, wait, we do like Loveland. I didn't realize they were doing wordplay. So
yeah, I didn't get that either.
Brandon says, Pat's fan here. Do you guys think New England goes running back anywhere in the top 3 rounds? I would not be shocked whatsoever.
You missed our stream yesterday, and I really think Ashton Genty is in play for you guys personally. You probably don't want to hear that, but a lot of people in the NFL really believe that there's only 3 blue-collar players. That's Ashton Genty, Abdul Carter, and Travis Hunter.
There's a lot of blue-collar guys.
Blue chip, exactly. Blue chip type of players, and those are the 3. And if Ashton Genty is there at 4, why wouldn't you take the best player available? Is it because you don't draft a running back early? I get it.
Right. Yeah.
But
I definitely think they should
take him.
I mean, I don't know that they go
should.
Genty. I think they probably will add a running back though, because I mean the running game is just so important to Mike Vrabel and his teams historically. So
exactly.
I don't think you look at your backfield as Mike Vrabel with Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson and say, yeah, we're cool with this. We'll rock with this moving forward. I mean, no one is really projecting them to go running back early round 2. But I think it is far bigger of a possibility than anyone is recognizing. Again, they have, the 38th overall pick? I have not once this entire offseason seen Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins mocked there. And I think it's a very realistic outcome for them. I know they need offensive tackle, but if they go tackle at 4, or they trade back in the first and get a tackle, I absolutely think that a running back is going to be very crucial to what sort of offense they're going to want to run there in New England.
That's why I think, do you get a for sure tackle or do you get a for sure running back? I guess obviously tackles play a lot longer if you get him in the first round there. But like
tackle is going to be the more important position to address 100%. For your team overall, right?
Especially for Drake May. I get it. I understand.
100%. I mean, the whole goal is to protect him, to give longevity to his career. But even from like a value perspective, some of the most expensive positions to pay, tackle and edge. Those are why those guys go so early, right? Yeah. But, all right, we got to ask the question, who is the best value in round 2? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts.
Who wants to hear?
I want to hear your deepest, darkest secrets, okay? No, who's the best value in round 2? I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of, like, Scatterboo and Sampson. We always say in these team reviews and these team playbooks, there will be a couple running backs that go in rounds 3 that just have incredible landing spots that you're going to get a great shot on in the early to mid second round. And in this particular world, it was Scatterboo who went round 3 to the Chiefs, and it was Sampson who went round 3 to the Steelers. Those 2 picks, you can easily point to an outcome where Scatterboo and Sampson are top 24 running backs in Dynasty rankings by this time next year. You know, so I would be thrilled, absolutely thrilled, if I had an early second round pick and we got 2 to 3 running backs we loved in round 3.
No, I completely agree. And these guys instantly getting instant workload, specifically to these landing spot. Cam Scatterboo to the Chiefs, Dylan Sampson to the Steelers. I mean, you kind of project these guys being day 1 guys, or somebody's going to take over that backfield probably within the early to middle of the season there. Getting them in the early second round is exactly what you want. But I do like these 2 guys, Cam Scatterboo, Dylan Sampson. I'll probably throw in the likes of, I'll throw Dart just because it's more close to home. He goes to the Giants. But
yeah,
I know second round quarterbacks aren't the best.
Unfortunately, because he went to the Giants, it doesn't matter how good he is. He's going to suck. He's going to be terrible.
Come on, Jackson. We believe.
About that.
We believe.
The people. I asked the people. I said, who's the best value in round 2? And we got a lot of different opinions here. That's how you know it was a great mock draft. All right. We've got some people saying Burden. A lot of people saying Egbuka was a great value here. We've got multiple Egbuka picks here. We've got a Dart pick, just like you mentioned. Another Igbuka here from Styles. We've got a couple people saying Scats, Samson, which is great to see. It's going to be a very fun weekend, guys. And I hope you are just as excited as I am. And Matthew, by the way, there at the 101, grabbed Ollie Gordon in round 3. I don't know if you saw Peter Schrager's latest first-round mock draft. Did you see that yet,
Yeah,
Badaki?
I did. I have.
Okay, so he had Amarion Hampton going to the Vikings in round 1.
I saw that.
Did not understand it whatsoever. I don't see the running back being a important position for the Vikings to invest in the first 3 rounds this year.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but I guess once again, you go back. I get it. You extend Aaron Jones. He is kind of disposable, or I don't know. Maybe disposable is not the right word.
The idea of Hampton and Mason together, it makes the Mason signing pointless because, yeah, you're
100%.
absolutely right. Zone run scheme, but that's what Mason is so freaking good at. That's why he's such an incredible fit with that Vikings offense. And they paid him, as much as Najee Harris got per year. So it's a bit confusing if that were to happen. But
I don't know the Vikings, and if you're a Vikings fan, like, what else do they need? Right? Like, is it offensive line? Do they need offensive line? I'm pretty sure they
Corner,
got some guys, some offensive lines in preseason, not in preseason, but during the offseason. They could probably get a corner in the second round if they have a second round pick. But you get the best player there. But you can also still get a running back in the early second round if there is, if they do have a second round pick.
Yeah, a lot of Vikings fans are saying we need corner, we need safety, we need defensive tackle.
Okay, and that's fair. Yeah.
All right, in the first couple picks here in round 3, we have Ollie Gordon, who was the Viking. Jalen Royals, I really loved his fit here. I keep seeing him go round 3, so I'm not liking that he keeps going round 3. But for him to go to the Broncos, I think he'd be a perfect fit with the Broncos. I think, to be honest, if they're looking for that whole Joker like weapon, and it's not a running back, I think it should be Burden or Royals. It should be one of those 2 names. I think would be the best fit for what Sean Payton is looking to get out of that position. Arroyo, Fannin, Giddens coming off the board. I do love the Fannin pick. He kind of got a dream landing spot there with the Chargers at pick 86 in the 3rd round. That would be an incredible position for him to be in. Where did DJ Giddens go? Did he get drafted? No, he didn't get drafted in this one, but I think that's a miss from Tankathon. I do think he'll go in the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, no, and that's okay. Milrow, if I'm not mistaken, he goes... Does he go in this one? Am I spelling his last name wrong? Yeah, I am. He goes to the the Raiders, around 3.
Okay. Yep.
Tyler Shook. Did he get drafted here as well?
Tyler Shook's
he goes to the Saints.
Yeah. Alec A. Manor, I believe, was a Texan in round 3. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so your boy's on the clock. Correct. I'm going to need a second to digest. So, Jack Best already went right. Yeah.
Jack Best did go there, yeah. Sid Macy. Yeah, look, I'm excited. Can't wait, man. I just saw a tweet, actually, from Dana Jeremiah. I think this is pretty recent. He said in his final mock draft, the Giants jumped back into the first to select their quarterback, Jackson Dart. But what we give up our early second round, that 34th pick, and we give up a second round in 2026 to the Seahawks. Ooh!
That'd be crazy. I'm going to grab Mason Taylor here. This is a name that I'm consistently seeing further and further up mock draft boards. And in this one, he went to the Seahawks in round 2. It was a top 50 player in the draft. So I feel like at that point of the draft, at the 309, it's a really good bet to make. Or just, a dart throw, rather, is what I think is probably a smart thing to say. All right, at the end of round 3, Badaki's going to do his thing. But got to ask the question, who's the best value so far in the draft, guys? Who is the best value in the entire draft? And if you guys don't know, we are using the landing spots from Tankathon's latest mock draft. I'll put that in the chat. It's also in the description. Appreciate you guys for being here with us, spending some of your night with us, or your day, depending on where you are in the world. It's actually 10:44 a.m. where Badaki and I are in Sydney, Australia. Beautiful Sydney, Australia. But for you guys, it's probably more 8:45 for our East Coast people, 5:45 for our West Coast people. Appreciate you guys for being here. Who's the best value in round number 3? I got to ask you. I want to know. And you have one more round now. You have one more round to enter our giveaway. We're giving away early access to our rookie tear down tool. All right, which if you're a rebuilder, a one-year punt, this tool is going to be very helpful for you to maximize your draft picks this year. All you need to do is type in land in the YouTube chat. I don't care if you're using a different promo code on the Flock site. It doesn't bother me. We want these giveaways to be for the people. So as long as you type in the word land and you smash that like button, those are the two things that get you entered into the giveaway today, then you are going to be entered. And I can tell you right now that we currently have 61 entries. 61 entries currently, which is very exciting. I cannot wait to see who it is. All right. You know what I would love to do, actually? I wonder how possible it is to put these entries into like a wheel. Okay, we'll figure this out later. All right. So who's the best value in round number 3? It was the question that I posed there. All right. And the people are saying, what are the people saying? Milrow, TD loves the Milrow pick. He was invited to the first round of the draft, which is great. We've got a lot of people saying Milrow, actually. Millhouse, Tootin. Bashul Tootin was a great value there at the 311. Where did Tootin go, actually? I didn't even recognize that pick off the board. Yeah, he went to the Colts in round 4. He would be a great compliment there to Jonathan Taylor, actually. That would be awesome. Let's see here. Let's see. Adam says, I feel like Fannin will be that Travis Kelce type where he's just a big wide receiver who will never be blocking. Definitely possible. Just got to find the right offense where they want to use you in that way and don't see you as a little bit of a, you know, it's such an interesting conversation with the weapon at tight end versus can you block, because sometimes if you're a good enough weapon, then you will be on the field strictly as a receiver. Other times, if you're not as good of a blocker, they won't put you on the field because they don't trust you. So it's very much back and forth, isn't it? But I appreciate y'all for being here with us. What's up, Matthew? Matthew Berry, which, by the way, Matthew Berry is an all-time legend in the fantasy space, but I'm sure you're a different Matthew Berry. He says, where are you watching it in Sydney? We'll be watching it right here. In fact, that's a great segue, a natural segue. If you guys don't know, we have a redraft channel. It's called Fantasyland Football, and it dominates our time in season. We'll be posting there here very, very soon, but we will be doing a live NFL draft reactions video. Last year, the Michael Penix pick, we reacted to it live. We reacted to every pick live. We've had some incredible historic, reaction moments, and it's been very fun. So if you guys want to join us, we'll be live 30 minutes before the draft starts tomorrow night, or I think it's actually an hour before the draft starts tomorrow night, and we'll be doing a predictive mock draft where you guys get to vote on what you think the first round will look like. We'll do those votes together, and we'll be reacting to the stream there. And then after the draft finishes, we'll be back on the Dynastyland channel doing some rookie mock drafts so we can see exactly how round 1 impacted Dynasty rookie drafts. But appreciate y'all for being here. What's up, Mark? He says, what's up, y'all? I'm submitting my roster tonight. I love it. We're excited to have a look at it, my friend. All right. So let's get into round 4 here. As Xavier Restrepo came off the board, he was a Saint in round number 4. So he does come off the board there. Then Torrey Horton. As in Horton, here's a who. I do love me some Torrey Horton. Isaiah Bond also came off the board. Isaiah Bond is such an interesting story in this class, guys. I am so intrigued to see what happens with Isaiah Bond. Super talent, but just never put together. Obviously, the off-field issues now are going to make things more difficult for him. But definitely one of those storylines I'm very excited to watch this offseason. As Damian Martinez comes off the board there as well. And then Kyle Monangai, I'd say two players that are underrated in this class, no doubt about it. And then Ty Felton coming off the board here. What is redraft Evie? It's, you know what it is. Macy says the NFL draft stream is awesome. Come join us. I appreciate you for being here. What's up, Riozo? Says, what's up? Who are your top 3 my guys? I think Giddens is definitely on the list. Jack Besh is a my guy. Jalen Knoll is a my guy. Kyle Williams. Elijah Arroyo. Luther Burden. Probably Igbuka is slipping into that because I think he's getting a little bit too disrespected. Those would probably be most of the people I would say, quote unquote, my guys. Matthew says, Bree and I are going to eat popcorn and watch y'all. Caramel popcorn for me. Also, how do you say caramel? Apparently, it's starting wars. So yes, in Australia, I believe they say I believe they say caramel, which is why I'm saying it now. But I believe most Americans say caramel. You guys say caramel, right? I don't know why I'm saying you guys, because I'm also American. I just can't remember what we used to say. Do you say caramel or caramel? But most of the world says caramel. Also, a fun one that Australians say is, in America, we say aluminum, right? As an aluminum foil. Here in Australia, they say aluminium. So that's a fun little nugget that you can tell no one. I mean, you're probably out there and you're like, okay, great. I have no one in my life I can tell that to. Thanks, Zach. Thanks for absolutely nothing. Chris says, wife and I are going to the draft Friday. We're excited for this huge Green Bay. We're excited. This is huge for Green Bay. That's awesome, Chris. So obviously you live in the area, and yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what Green Bay does. It's cool to see all these cities get their shot to host the draft. I lived in Kansas City before I moved out internationally, and it was awesome to see Kansas City get its shine. I think it's a very underrated city. So I'm glad that they're giving every city a chance to, do their thing. Absolutely. All right, that is the end of round number 4. And appreciate y'all for being here. Again, this is your last chance to get into today's giveaway. We are giving away the rookie tear down tool. All you need to do is two things. All you need to do is type the word land in the YouTube chat and like the stream. Those 2 things are going to get you entered into the giveaway. Okay. And a little update for you guys right now. We currently have 71 entries. All right. 71 entries. And Badaki, what I realized is that I can actually copy the names after they're all submitted, and I can put it into the spin the wheel tool. So I might do that. That might be a more exciting option for all of us.
That's super hot fire. The only thing is that that person can't message us. Like, we don't know who's going to win. Does that make sense?
Ooh, that is a good point.
I wonder if we can choose the winner by hand on Nightbot. So the wheel spins and then you have to find them and click them.
Oh, that's a good point.
You get what I'm saying? And then that message is then the Nightbot can send it out. It
doesn't let you manually choose someone, unfortunately. But anyway, so we've got 76 entries. And someone is going to win. They'll be only the second person in the world with the rookie tear down tool, as we're calling it, RTDT, close cousin to R2D2. But appreciate y'all for being here with us. By the way, how do you say, you say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Say caramel?
What's this?
Caramel?
Caramel, not caramel.
Okay. Say caramel.
Caramel. That's I feel like caramel's in the South. What's that? Caramel.
Caramel?
That's what that's caramel. What's that? Huh?
All right. Should we do this giveaway?
Yeah, let's do it.
We also, I believe, hit 100 likes, which means we can give this this rookie teardown tool away twice. Maybe we might do another giveaway. But all right, this is your last chance to get in. Live updates here. There are currently 76 entries. I'm going to go ahead and copy all the entries from now. I'm going to put them into this tool, and then we're going to see if this works. All right, so there are now 76 people entered into the giveaway, and we are now going to hit spin. Badaki's face is not going to be seen, unfortunately, sorry. But we are now going to spin to see who wins the second ever rookie teardown tool, and it is Joshua Butterball. Joshua Butterball, which actually is someone who comments in the chat all the time. I'm actually really glad that Joshua. You won.
Hey.
So Joshua Butterball did win this first giveaway here. We are giving him the rookie tear down tool. Joshua, all we need you to do, my friend.
Crazy. Oh, sorry.
All we need you to do, my friend, is simply DM us on Discord. All right, or actually reply in the chat and tell us your Discord username, And we will make sure and send it to you after today's stream. In fact, Badaki might send it to you right now if you tell us your username, okay?
Yeah, tell us the username. I can send that to you as soon as possible. I'll try.
But because you guys were so great today, I'm going to actually start a new giveaway. And we'll give the rookie teardown tool away again, okay? So officially in 3, 2, 1, because we hit 100 likes on today's stream, we are now officially launching a second giveaway for the rookie teardown tool. All right, so if you want to get entered, all you got to do is type LAND, L-A-N-D, into the chat, and you will officially be entered for the second giveaway on today's stream. Just to let you guys know exactly how today's stream is going to go down, we just did a rookie mock draft with the landing spots from Tankathon, and we gave away our second ever rookie teardown tool. So that's what we did here to start today's stream. We're going to go into some real rookie origin tournaments. Then we're getting into some team playbooks. By the way, we currently have 2 spots available. I did see Matthew take one of those 3 spots that we had available. So if you're looking to get your team reviewed on the same day in today's stream, we currently have 2 spots remaining and 2 spots only, okay? We're not going to do more than 4 on today's stream because obviously the draft is here and we want to make sure and get these playbooks out to you same day. So if you get a team playbook today, your playbook and your review are all going to be sent on the same day within the next 24 hours before the draft happens. So again, we'll give away that rookie teardown tool here in a second, but we appreciate y'all big time for being here with us. I mean, this is a hyped live stream. I am so excited to be here with you guys. I hope you're excited to be here with us as well. We are absolutely pumping off these giveaways. We're doing rookie mock drafts. We're talking latest NFL draft content, and we're doing it all with you. Cannot wait for tomorrow's stream as well. But we are going to jump into some real Dynasty rookie drafts. You might ask yourself, what do you mean real Dynasty rookie draft? Well, if you want to go out there and you want to join us in today's real Dynasty rookie drafts, all you need to do, oops, that is the wrong thing to push. All you need to do, as I get rid of this rookie teardown tool, is download the FastDraft app, okay? I put a link in the chat for you. In fact, it is the pinned comment now. Once you download the FastDraft app, use a promo code LAN. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish any tournament, I'm going to send you my rookie report and my season rankings completely free. And by the way, if you are a member with the promo code LAND on the Flock site, please DM me. I'm going to give you a free trade question voucher as well as a thank you. So if you're out there, and you haven't gotten into any of these tournaments yet, Badaki and I are addicted, and everyone that I talk to says they are absolutely addicted as well to these rookie tournaments. So this is the only place right now in the entire industry where you can take all of the knowledge that you have on the Dynasty rookie class, and you can actually win real money based off that knowledge. So I'm going to jump into an Origins tournament right here, right now.
See if I can get in with you here.
If you guys haven't played yet on Origin yet, it is very fun. Again, it is a rookie only best ball tournament, and if you don't know much about it, I'll tell you, it is very simple. You draft 6 rookies, okay? It doesn't matter what position that it is. There is no positional limitations. There's a 20-second time clock. It's all NFL rookies, and all you're asking every time you're on the clock is who will score the most points as a rookie. That's all you have to ask yourself. All right, it is full PPR format, and if you want any more information, I will put a link in the chat for you to reference. But again, if you're going to sign up and you're going to play with us, make sure you use a promo code LAN. We are jumping into a draft right here, right now. And the beautiful part about these drafts is it's not a mock draft where people are just having fun and they're like, oh, I don't care what happens. I'll do something stupid in the first round. These people are putting their money where their mouth is. They're saying, no, I truly believe these players are going to go in these positions. So we're in this chaos tournament, which is live during the NFL draft. And obviously you have a great chance. If you have a real pulse on the NFL draft, you have a great chance to get some really good values in this type of tournament. Again, you can check out the link in the pinned comment. I'll put it in the chat for you one more time. Download the app, use the promo code LAND, and you'll get your deposit matched up to $50. And then, of course, you can play with Badaki and I here on stream.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. All love. By the way, Butterball already got that rookie teardown tool getting ready for going into his rookie draft, which is awesome.
Butterball, please have a look at it, man. Spend like the next couple minutes looking at it and let us know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinions here in the chat. I'd love to hear some feedback here from Butterball in the chat because typically we release a tool and just everyone has access to it, but we're in a very unique position right now where only 2 people have access to it right now, so I want to hear your feedback on it.
By the way, we got Matthew in here, Daniel Macy, Figs, NJ Casanova, Scarlet Bree. Is that Matthew and Bree? Let me
Are
find out.
Matthew and Bree in the? By the way, Skins fan. So we've got someone who's a Washington fan there. Love to see that.
And then we got Joel as well, which is awesome. And let us know if Justin as well is with us. I would like to know if you're drafting with us here. But Ashton Genty, Cam Ward, Marion Hampton, Travion Henderson, and then we have a nice little run of wide receivers: Tet, Travis, and Mika. And I got the 110 here. Zach is at the 104.
And I'm jealous of you. I want to be at the back end of these boards, man, so desperately. What are you thinking here? You've got 2 picks back to back. I think you have so much firepower at the back end of these tournaments here.
I have no idea what to do. There's so many different options. I always want to take a quarterback here.
And while you're thinking, I just want to let Chef Keith know that they are potentially coming to Canada in the next couple weeks. I think Ontario might not be available yet, so hopefully you don't live in Ontario, but Ontario is very strict with their rules. But yeah, coming to if you're in Pennsylvania, I know a lot of people are in Pennsylvania. I can tell you that they'll be coming here very, very soon. And I think in the next 2 weeks, Pennsylvania will be up and ready to go. So if there's a state that you live in that you want to get active, what you can do is you can flood them. I don't know, actually. They have a contact. I believe it's support at FastDraft on their website, and you can tell them that you want your state to be unlocked. But they're working very hard to get as many states unlocked as possible. By the way, Brianna Burrows says, "Rude, I am totally here." We appreciate you, Brianna, for being here with us.
Now there's 2 Brees. Now this is too confusing.
No, see, it's Bree and Brianna. That's not confusing at all.
You know what? You're actually so right. Bree and Brianna. And we have a friend named Burrows, so we could just call you B Burrows.
B Burrows.
Call you BB. Call you BB.
All right, your boy's on the clock, and he's going to get Colson Loveland all the way at the 207. So I'm actually liking this start. Travion Henderson and Colson Loveland. We're feeling hot. We're feeling icy hot at the moment.
Honestly, there was just way too many options there at the 110. I felt overwhelmed, and I felt like I made the wrong choice.
Yeah, you went Caleb and Shador.
And it's not that it's bad. I also wanted Golden. I also wanted Dart. I wanted all these people.
You took some risk there for sure, because we don't know what Caleb's draft capital is going to be, and we don't know if Sanders goes round 1. So you definitely took some risk, but there's nothing wrong with a little risk in a best ball tournament when you're getting unique.
Definitely didn't take Milrow there. I definitely wanted to take Jaden Royals.
Yeah,
that's okay.
By the way, big shout out to Joshua, who just got the first edition of the Rookie Teardown tool. He was our first winner on today's stream. He says, "I love the detail. It answers the questions I come up with." He says, "I can't believe y'all are just giving this away. I feel like I'm drafting with you guys by my side," which is great to hear. And by the way, I mean, if you want the Rookie Teardown tool, you can win it on a giveaway. We'll keep giving it away, right? Because it's a great tool for you guys. But you can also become a promo code LAND member on the Flock site, and you'll get it anyway after the draft as well. So keep that in mind. In round 3, we had Jalen Milrow come off the board, Jalen Royals, Jack Besh, RJ Harvey. I was surprised to see Bree go Jalen Knoll as high as a 203, but I love it because y'all know I'm a big Jalen Knoll guy. So shout out to Bree for having that conviction and saying, you know what? Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on it.
I'm going to grab Kyle Williams here. I don't have enough Kyle Williams yet, and I want more. So I'm going to grab him there. What's up, Costness says, how do I get this tool? I'm buying it. What's the price? Look, very, very simple, guys. If you want the Rookie Teardown tool, all you need to do is become a annual member with the promo code LAND on the Flock site. Let me see here. I'll put a link in the chat for you if you guys want, okay? So go to that link tree, and I'll show you exactly what that link tree is going to look like here in a second. I'm on the clock. I am going to grab, let's go Damian Martinez here. But let me show you exactly how you can sign up, okay? On that link tree, let me open that link tree up, actually. Sorry. Where is it at? Let me pull it up for you, just so you know exactly how you can gain access to it. All right. So on that link tree, you'll see a couple links. That first link is where you can become an annual member on the Flock site. I would suggest to become an annual mother flocker member with the promo code LAND, because you'll get our rookie report, you get the rookie tear down tool, you get a team playbook, which is a review of your team, you get the cheat sheet for 2025 rankings, a free trade question voucher, all the premium tools on the website. That's what I would suggest to do. And also, if you're here watching us draft, you can also use that second link to download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND, you get your deposit matched up to $50. And of course, that is available to you there in the chat. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any more questions, guys.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Whether you sign up or not, we appreciate the support, you being here. That's awesome.
Yes, big time. And again, we are giving away the rookie teardown tool today again. So if you want to have access to it, we're doing a giveaway right now. All you got to do is type in the promo, or type in the word LAND into the YouTube chat. All you got to do is do that and like the stream, and you'll be entered. We'll do another giveaway here after we do some more fast drafts here.
Took Elijah. Royal. Okay. You know what? Let's switch it up then. Let's go Etienne and let's go Tyler. Let's get another quarterback. We got 3 quarterbacks here.
JCM Freak says, maybe I'm crazy, but ignoring draft capital, Golden is my wide receiver 7 or 8 this year. I just do not understand the hype. He's my wide receiver 5 or 5 or 6. I can't remember. But I kind of understand where you're coming from as far as the hype of him going top 15. It's a little confusing. I do think he's worthy of like a first round pick, but I thought more late first, so it will be interesting. Costness, if you do want early access, look, Badaki and I talked about this, but if there is a demand and there are people out there who truly just, hey, I want the rookie teardown tool, I want it right now. Look, we'll do something very simple. Just submit a super chat. Let's say what, $15? Submit a $15 super chat to land on the Flock site, and whoever does that, we'll make sure and send you the rookie teardown tool as well. But if you want to enter the giveaway, again, all you need to do is type land in the chat. But remember, it will be on the Flock site after the NFL draft itself. That's just if you want early access to it now. Your boys on the clock here. I don't have any Will Howard, so I'm going to grab some Will Howard there. I think he could be one of these late round Brock Purdy type of options. You know what I mean? I could definitely see that being the case here.
Yeah, and look, it's good to take a little dart throw on one of these guys. They can come over and make a difference.
Yeah.
Places are going crazy. I got to check on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Brianna says, Matt was claiming I wasn't here. Just one Bree, and that's me. She says, I'm standing on business here. I'm standing on business. All right, your boy's on the clock. You didn't realize it, but that's okay. That's why we call it fast draft. Okay, I'm on the clock here. We'll go Kyle McCord as well. We'll just take a couple shots with these late round quarterbacks. So, in this chaos tournament, your boy got Travion Henderson, Colson Loveland, Kyle Williams, Damian Martinez, Will Howard, and Kyle McCord, which I am loving that haul for me here. JCM says, to me, he's absolutely not a first. If he was a mid-second round guy, then sure, I'd be excited about him as a sleeper or a deeper pick. But man, the people are hyping up as 12 to Dallas. I think Golden is one of these guys where, you know, the analytic community is not going to like him. So if you approach your rookie drafts and you're mainly looking at analytics, rightfully so, you can make a very strong case that he's going to be going too high in drafts. But if you're out there and you're more of a film junkie, I can't help but watch Matthew Golden's film and get excited. I can't help it. The guy, the hands that he has outside of Travis Hunter, I think he has the most reliable hands in the entire class. I mean, that guy's got like these magnet hands. It's either him or Jack Besh behind Travis Hunter. And I think he's a very good route runner. I don't think he's like true 4.3 speed, but I definitely think he can stretch a field for you. My comps for him was T.Y. Hilton. Does anybody see any T.Y. Hilton? That was my comp for Matthew Golden, was T.Y. Hilton. I couldn't help but see T.Y. Hilton in his game. I also saw a little Emmanuel Sanders in his game. I definitely agree that I don't think he's a number 1, but I think he's a very good number 2. That's where I kind of stand on the situation. But we're going to jump into another fast draft rookie tournament here. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
We're going to jump into another fast draft chaos tournament here. I'm going to go ahead and enter. You guys can join us if you want. So there are 3 spots remaining in this specific tournament. Now 2 spots remaining.
See if I can get in.
If you guys are out there and you haven't downloaded the FastDraft app, I mean, I'm having so much fun. I'd love for you to have fun with us. Download the app on any store. Use the promo code LAND at signup. We'll match your deposit up to $50. And if you do that, finish any contest, I'm going to send you my rookie report and my season rankings cheat sheet completely free. And if you're a member on the Flock site with the promo code LAND, I'm also going to give you a free trade question voucher. So I'd love for you to join us. We're having a ton of fun with our community. And I love that Matthew is looking at the picks for me. He is scouting for me. He says, Zach, you got pick 10. And I did. I'm absolutely thrilled about that. 10. That's exactly where I want to be awesome in these drafts. Pick 10 is beautiful. So I'm at pick 10 there. We got a big group of people here who just joined. I mean, Post is new. Big Vegan Beef has drafted with us before, but he's in here. Justin, Jay Smooth, Sconey, Matthew's back in here, 11 Toes. So it's good to see a whole new group of people as well. Well, for the most part, but yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Cost, I'm gonna put you can do that, or yeah, there you go. Zach already put it in for you there. Let us know if you have any other questions there on the Flock Fantasy website. So,
Costas, yeah, all you need to do is just go to the Flock website. Yeah, you can send him a direct link, Badaki. Why don't you send him a direct link after you make your pick? Go to the Flock site, and there's a super message tab, and you can submit it there. But again, keep in mind, you will get it after the draft. I think it will come out like a week after the draft as well. It's just right now we're doing early access giveaway. Hopefully that makes sense.
So that second link that I just put in the chat takes you straight to the super message. So then you can obviously click our name, donate. I think what was it, $15 that you said, and then send that, and then we can send that link to you. I'm pretty sure most likely via the Flock Fantasy message system there.
Yeah. Steven says, how does FastDraft lobby matching making work? Unless I'm drafting on stream, the room never fills up. I doubt there are only 5 to 8 people. I've drafted offline. It's filled up, but you got to do it at the right times, like at night when people are typically on and they're drafting. But yeah, definitely the community is growing, and it's growing every day, which has been cool to see. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was saying it as Zach's making his pick there. I personally never drafted during the day. So we've always drafted at nighttime American time. Obviously, we're drafting at here where we're at. So,
yeah. Elias says, "Wish I could join y'all. Hawaii is a big no sports gambling unless I download VPN." Which, yeah, that's unfortunate. But the good news, by the way, if you guys are out there and you do want to play FastDraft, think about it from this perspective as well. If you are ever traveling, all right, and you're ever in a state, even just an airport that you can, jump into, it's a legal state. What they have on FastDraft is something called turbo mode, which you can set your own rankings and you can have it draft however many drafts you want. So let's say you only have a layover for 30 minutes. Well, you can jump into a couple fast drafts at the airport as well. But you can also go turbo mode and decide how many drafts you want to be in, and it will draft for you from that location as well. So I went Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart. I'm not the biggest lover of quarterbacks in this class anyway, but I thought, you know what, at the edge here, I don't have any stock of either of these two guys. I wanted to get a little unique, and if they both indeed go in round one, then I think I have a really good chance to score a decent amount of points here in this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely like that.
We can do another one if you guys want to keep going. I'm having fun. JCM says, love a mix of analytics and tape. Film junkies like us loved Lad. That's true. If he was getting Lad treatment, maybe a second, I get it. If Lad was viewed by someone as a mid-high first, we would have called. But to be fair, though, we have to contextualize both of those classes. Because Lad being an early second last year, he probably is a locked and loaded first-round pick this year. That's the way I'm viewing it, at least, Badaki. I'm going to go super unique here. We're going to go 3 quarterbacks and say, YOLO. Sometimes you got to YOLO in a tournament like this. But, again, we got to contextualize it a little bit, right? If Lad McConkey was in this class, I think the hype would actually be kind of similar to Matthew Golden, simply because the talent at wide receiver isn't the same. I definitely think we'd be talking about Lad McConkey as a top 25 pick in the class.
But the thing is, like, I view Emeka Egbuka and Lad McConkey light.
Okay, yeah.
And the fact that he's not being viewed like that now is like, maybe Lad was just significantly better than all of these guys. I'm on the clock here. Um, that's been my thought process as of late, because I'm gonna make a pick here. Um, let's get some Damien. That's yeah. That's the end of my point.
I was wondering where you're going with it.
I got sidetracked with my pick, and then I lost my thought. So.
By the way, Costas, I see your super chat there, my friend. Go ahead and send us a message. What is your username on Discord? And Badaki's going to send that to you straight away, my friend. In the third round, we had Milrow, Neal, Besh, Harvey, Tootin, Royals, Giddens, Martinez, Alec A. Manor, Ollie Gordon, and Brashard Smith to start round number 4.
Okay, awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to go Jordan James. I'm going all running back here. Call, so you can either put that in the Discord, or you can put that in the Flock Fantasy message system there, however way you want to do it, and I'll send that to you right away.
He means YouTube chat, by the way, when he says Discord.
Or YouTube, sorry. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
No, I just want to clarify for him.
I guess either YouTube or the Flock Fantasy message system, where he put his super chat. You know how you can send a message with that? You can put it either or, whichever one you want.
Kyle Williams at the 402. Wow. Honestly, I'm afraid of big vegan beef in this tournament now. Kyle Williams in the 4th round feels like a cheat code. How did y'all let him do that?
Your call, I'm about to send that to you right now. I'm gonna send you a friend request here.
How did you let him do that, y'all? All right, as Jarquez Hunter comes off the board, Shaboy's about to make 2 back-to-back picks as LeQuint Allen. Ooh, I could get some Arroyo. Should I keep the trend going, guys? All right, we're going to grab Tyler Shuck.
This guy's crazy. Next minute, brother, if you win with this team, I would be so upset, because you were so against you.
I hate this quarterback class. I hate this quarterback class, and I'm just saying fuck it. All right, we'll draft Elijah Arroyo there as our first non-quarterback, excuse me. Could you imagine I win the tournament with this? Oh my gosh. Breaking news. 4 quarterbacks go in round 1 in the 2025 class. No one saw it coming. Shador top 10 to the Saints. Jackson Dart to the Steelers. Jalen Milrow and Tyler Shuck both go back in the first round. I mean, who knows? I'm kidding. I'm joking. The issue is, with this type of build, I don't know if I'll even make it to the postseason tournament. These guys might not start for the first 4 weeks of the season.
Gosh. In reality, you only need maybe 2 of them to only start for the season. You might have the best 2 guys. Like, if you get Jackson Dart and Shador to start, and let's just say you drafted like Jack Besh or somebody else, that could have definitely went your way. I'm on the clock here.
They say get unique. They say get unique.
Okay, Trevor Etienne, there you go.
So I got unique. I did everything I can to get unique. You went Trevor Etienne there. Yeah. Just Jaden Blues. I thought Trevor would get more hype, but it feels like Jaden Blues getting that like real late round sleeper hype that I thought Trevor would get. But obviously the bloodline's there. As Ty Felton comes off the board. Appreciate y'all for being here again. We are giving away our rookie tear down tool. Costness wanted early access, so he actually just submitted a $15 super chat, which we have no problem doing if anybody else wants. And
we just send that to Cost. Cost should have that already, so he's going to be able to access that. Just not connected with him on Discord.
If you do want early access, like Costness got, like earlier we had Butterball have, then all you need to do is type land into the chat and like the stream, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. That's as simple as it is, guys. I'm not trolling. I'm just getting unique, I'm just having fun, I'm trying to win this whole thing.
You went all quarterback, I went all running back.
Did you? Yeah, Hampton, Scats, Martinez, Jordan, Trevor, Kyle. I like that. Ja'Cory is getting a lot of hype as a sleeper lately. Honestly, NJ Casanova and Justin, how dare you? How dare you take Quinn Ewers and Kyle McCord? You're not going to let me do my thing here? I'm kidding. Josh says, can't compare. In my opinion, Eggy is the best wide receiver in OSU history. He definitely has those records. No doubt about it.
I think we can be surprised of like what he potentially could do if he goes to a team that we really love. Like,
sure.
I think he could be one of the steals of the draft, just because that's the way I see him in that light. Like I said earlier, that Lamb McConkey type vibe. If he goes to the Raiders, New England in the early second, I think that would be really hot. Or if he goes to the first, if he goes to Green Bay, if he goes to, I feel like Green Bay is the only team I really like in the first round right now. Yeah. Or Denver. But other than that, early second round is ideal.
I'm going to jump into another one here. Seems like we got a lot of people loving this right now, so feel free to join us. Maybe you're out there and you downloaded it for the first time tonight. Let's get in a draft together. Let me know if that's you. But again, I'll put the link in the chat. Very simple. If you want to join us, all you need to do is download the FastDraft app. Okay, when you have done that, use a promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50 if you do so. That's about 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish your first contest, I'm going to send you my rookie report as well as my season rankings completely free. And if you are a member of the Flock site with the promo code LAND, then feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to give you a free trade question voucher as well. Okay, wow, we already are in. I didn't know that we filled it that fast. But yeah, let us know if you guys are in. Let us know if you're drafting with us here in this third.
Yeah, we got Bring in here draft again, which is awesome. 11 toes again. This Sonic is somebody new as well.
I'm glad to be at the 108. I'm liking today's stream. I keep getting back into the board.
Keep getting back into the board there.
Matthew says, y'all hear that Kobe Hudson hype? You are the reason I hear the Kobe Hudson hype, Matthew, and I love it. I'm absolutely loving it. Genty is now minus 220 to Jacksonville. It seems like it's a lock. Let's see if the house always wins or if it's just facts. We'll find out for sure.
It's facts, man. Lock it in.
JCM says if any of his teammates played there for as long as he did, his career numbers would be short by quite a bit. That's fair. That's fair. Matthew says, hey, when he hits, this will be my job application.
On the clock, by the way. 10 seconds.
Oh, shoot.
Quickly.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
I'll grab some Igbuka.
Yeah, fucking shit. That's what I wanted. All right, well, let's...
I was hoping Travis Hunter was going to fall to me. Sparrow said that was his first Travis Hunter.
Nah, that's fair.
Shador off the board.
William does.
Just terrible pick. You just so like to draft quarterbacks in this tournament, so stupid. Just it makes no sense.
Cam's there. Jackson Dart. Okay,
just terrible picks. Terrible picks. Why are these guys wasting their picks on quarterbacks? That's crazy. This is chess, not checkers, ladies and gentlemen. It's mental warfare. I'm in your head right now, rent free. And I'm living there. I'm creating a nice little cottage for me and my family. All right, as Matthew Golden comes off the board, yeah, not gonna cap. That's what I wanted. But it's beautiful. Let's take Luther. Oh gosh, look at that start. Egbuka burning.
That's your boy. That's your boy. Yeah, talk it up.
Sheesh.
That's your boy. Early second rounds. Has to go to the Titans to be successful.
You know, actually, Titans or Pats would be pretty cool. Titans or Pats would be pretty sick. By the way, currently 45 entries. How do we feel about the spin the wheel option? The thing is, the person just has to be in the chat, but I guess we've already said that. If you're not in the chat when the winner gets announced, you're probably not going to get the giveaway, but... All right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I went Burden, we had Warren off the board, then Caleb Johnson. Wow. Caleb Johnson at the 205. Imagine starting Hunter Johnson. Oh, my God.
Sparrow's coming. Yeah, Sparrow said, I already won.
That's actually hot. Then we had Loveland come off the board, Samson, Noel, Milrow, and that looks like Jaden Higgins. Yeah, Jaden Higgins. Jalen Royals. Cool. And now you're on the clock.
I'm going to take Trey. We'll get some more Trey. Build that up.
Okay, Trey Harris comes off the board. I have no RJ Harvey, and I think that needs to change, so we'll change that now.
Joshua was saying that Jags are taking Tet. Gosh.
Jags taking Tet. Well, the report The report is that they're going to take a weapon. Apparently, there was this tweet that came out yesterday that they're down to 3 options: Warren, Tet, Ginty. That was the report that came out.
So if Ashton if Ashton's off the board, then it's going to be Tet.
That's what they're saying. I don't know. Like, personally, I don't really think that Tet and Brian, and I've heard people make the case as to why they're a great fit. I don't know. Look, there's nothing wrong with having 2 big body guys on the outside. Obviously, Brian can stretch the field for you. Tet is more possession, but Brian's pretty freaking good at possession. I just feel like they need like a slot. They really need a slot that is going to complement Brian. Brian can play inside outside. I guess they can both play inside outside, but yeah, I don't know. It'd be super interesting, man.
Yeah, I have no idea, but maybe this year is going to be, really offensive heavy early, and then it's just going to die in the second half, where like we're not going to, the last offensive player that we see is probably like pick 18, and we're like, why are we here?
Yeah, as Martinez comes off the board there, Jack Best at the 307. I liked that value. And again, we're letting people get Kyle Williams in the 4th round. This is not okay. This is not okay for the guy who has Ashton Ginty to also get Jaden Higgins and Kyle Williams. They got Ollie Gordon, so that's perfect. They're going to waste their pick there. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's just a joke. I know there's Ollie Gordon people out there who want to find my address, and
I have his address. Just let me know if you need it. I'll send it over.
As Harold Fannin comes off the board, then Xavier Restrepo. I do love me some Parker Washington, Kevin. We loved Parker Washington coming out.
Best hands in the game.
Yeah, he had the biggest hands in that class for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, guys. Someone asked, San Antonio asked if Ginty goes to Texas or to the Jags. Is that a good thing or bad thing? I don't think there's a single team that Ginty could go to in the top 10 where you're like, okay, this is bad because he's going to have to split a backfield. No, if someone is drafting him top 10, he's about to dominate that backfield, is my opinion on this situation. How about you?
I completely agree. I concur. All right, take Jarquez. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think, unless he falls, which we all agree that he's not going to fall if he goes. We all agree that he's not going to fall past, in my opinion, past top 10. But let's just say hypothetically he does go past that.
Well, the Bears, if he doesn't go to the Jags or the Raiders, I think the Bears are going to trade up for him.
Let's just say, okay, let's just say he doesn't go to those teams. The teams that can take him, which doesn't make sense, are the 49ers. Like, let's just say he goes to the 49ers with Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, that would be worst case scenario then.
Right. Once again, we agree that that's not going to happen. What if he goes to Miami with the Dolphins?
I think that would be fine. It would be a clear indication that they're going to run their offense through him, and A-Chain's going to be more of a reliever.
There's no other place that I see
him
falling. Oh, gosh. Was that quickly?
That's why we call it FastDraft, brother. Got to be on your toes.
Damn, son. I'm over here trying to entertain you boys, and I'm over here getting...
Be careful.
I totally would have taken a tight end there. Yeah, I would have taken.
Kevin says, I believe the Jags was highly dysfunctional. We haven't seen it yet. Joshua said, if Seattle had a top 5 pick, they would ruin Ginty. I'm a Hawks fan. Oh my gosh, they probably would add all 3 of them. What do you think as a Hawks fan, by the way? Let's ask the Seattle Seahawks fans in the chat right now, because I saw a report that came out yesterday that said the Seahawks are shopping one of Charbonnet or Ken Walker. Which, like, again, like in the first place, why did you draft both of them? Anyway,
why did you draft both of them? Yeah, stupid.
They're shopping one of them. Is that actually going to happen? Is that smoke? Are one of them going to get moved? If so, should we reassess our opinion on that backfield? Should Charbonnet be the biggest buy in Dynasty right now? I don't know. Like, it's a real interesting conversation to have.
Look, it makes sense. Like, why not reset the market on a running back class that's highly heavy or very heavy? So if you have Kenneth Walker, that is probably going to be looking for a long-term contract extension, but you can potentially get a Quinshon Judkins, a Travion Henderson in the early second round potentially by trading away Kenneth Walker. Why not do that? Because Kenneth Walker already has the injury history, or has had injuries in the past, not a massive list of injury history, right? But you get what I'm saying. It makes sense as a front office trying to get that done in this draft specifically.
Rios is a Seahawks fan. Michael says, let's see. Josh says, I'd rather have Sharps. He'll be cheaper. Austin says, not a Hawks fan, but that is smoke. JCM says, Shop Walker, get a big haul. Sharp stepping in would be 90% as good.
Rio brings up a good point here.
What if Pete Carroll wants Ken Walker? Ooh. Wow.
That's something that we haven't thought of. And he has a top 6 pick. So Ashton Genty's off the board. And Pete Carroll really wanted him at 6.
What, a 4th round pick?
But Kenneth Walker
on his
a guy that he already knows.
Signs him to an extension.
A proven guy he knows.
Now we're playing Madden. All right.
Now we're playing Madden. That's crazy.
In the 6th round, Ty Felton came off the board. Terrence, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Well-known household name there. Matthew says, do y'all's wives read Fourth Wing and all that lovey-dovey fantasy stuff? I actually don't know what Fourth Wing is.
I have no idea what that is.
So
are those like those fantasy books? That's what it sounds like, Fourth Wing and all that lovey-dovey fantasy stuff.
Yeah. I have no idea what that is.
Same.
I'm going to finish off this draft. I got a queue in case it goes. Yeah. Oops. I will go ahead and take Nick Nash, who I shredded once I scouted him on our streams, but he's a 6th round pick. Why not? I'll take it if I can. But apparently Dalton says, hey, my wife reads it. All right, so we got a little community here of Fourth Wing wives forming. He says Bree's offended. She's unsubscribed. Joshua says, Las Vegas don't want Genty. They want offensive line. You don't pay your quarterback and not take OL. That could definitely be... That could be true. You could be right there. All right, should we jump into one more?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's do one more, and then we can get to some of these team reviews. We have a couple of team reviews here.
Yep.
For some of you guys. And once again, if you guys want your team reviewed, I'm going to be getting these team reviews out on the same day. So we're going to review your team, and you're to be getting that playbook. Most likely when you guys wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to have all that ready once before the NFL draft starts, before your rookie draft. So I know a lot of people like to get their rookie drafts done right after the NFL draft is over. So you can have all that information as soon as possible.
Yeah, and again, if you're out there, you want to draft with us, this will be our last draft for today, but we'll be drafting during the draft as well. FastDraft, download it, use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. When you finish your first contest, feel free to DM me, but I will send an email out each and every week with my rookie report season rankings, completely free to you guys as a thank you. And by the way, if you're a member with the promo code LAND on the Flock Fantasy website, please DM me if you sign up. I want to give you a free trade question voucher as a thank you as well. Appreciate y'all big time for showing some love and drafting with us. I mean, we are loving drafting on the app, and you guys are too. So it's fun to see the perfect synergy between a game we all want to play and our community. So great to see so far. I got the 7 spot, which I'm loving.
Yeah, I got the 10 spot again. We're getting 10 spots in two drafts here, which is awesome. You know what we should do here? I don't know how you feel, but I'm gonna. What I want everyone to do once the live stream's over, I want you to go to the redraft channel and put your hot take for the first round.
Okay.
And then we can go through it. We can go through it throughout before the NFL draft. We'll go through that hot take. So whatever you want, you can even put anything that you want there. I think that would be exciting. That link is in the chat right there for our redraft channel.
Yeah, and if you don't know what Badaki's talking about, we are doing a stream tomorrow, okay? We do this stream every single year. We'll be live reacting to the first round of the NFL draft. No pressure, relaxed stream. There's some very funny moments historically that have happened on these streams, a la Emmanuel Forbes, Michael Penix. But it's always a bunch of fun, so come join us tomorrow there on the Redraft channel. And subscribe to the Redraft channel if you don't know that it exists. It does exist, and it dominates in season most of our time and attention. As I got Judkins at the 107. I love that start there to get Judkins that late.
Yeah.
Then Shador Sanders, Igbuka, and you're on the clock here at the turn. You got 2 picks coming up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Caleb again. Get some more draft capital. I'm gonna go another quarterback there. Go Dart this time.
Austin says, I'm ready for the post-draft streams. Same. They are incredibly fun. It is the energy of a post-draft, like right after the first round of the NFL draft, the energy you guys bring on these streams on this channel, it's palpable.
Yeah,
As
by the way,
Golden comes off the board there, unfortunately.
if you guys didn't know, we're going to be live on our redraft channel, reacting live to the NFL draft. Then after the last pick 32, we're going to come back here and then break everything down. So you're going to get the live reaction. We're going to break everything down. We're going to get straight into a rookie mock draft, giving it a good feel and understanding of what potentially happened in that first round. So I'll probably put an event up tomorrow morning, or maybe tonight, for after the NFL draft of our first rookie mock draft after the first round. So stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah. Chef Keith says, what are the chances of Loveland falling to the Chargers at 22? I think it's possible. I mean, don't forget the Michael Mayer draft, the Dalton Kincaid draft. A lot of people thought they were top 15 picks, and they fell. So that position, it could totally fall. The tight end position, it wouldn't shock me if Warren's outside the top 10. I mean, think about how elite Bowers was as a prospect. He didn't even go top 10. But obviously, it's a different story because that class was so stacked. But you kind of, hopefully you get where I'm coming from there, what I'm trying to convey. I'm on the clock here. We might go Giddens, I think.
Let me start making some of these templates.
We'll draft Giddens
for you guys. Yeah.
JCM says, let's take a moment to appreciate the last night of the offseason super fans before the NFL draft casual swarm in. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Big salute. Big salute to all the people who have been here with us in January. Those January streams to today. Big shout out to y'all. Shane says, throwback to when Zach blew his top when Gibbs went to Detroit. That was also, yes, that was very fun. I should have had the foresight to know that Swift was going to get traded.
Yeah, we were like, wait, what? I think we were like this. Yeah, we had no idea what was happening.
The Swift trade made a ton of sense, though. Made it all okay. Brianna says, I'm so offended. She's referring to Matt, I think.
About the... Oh, I thought she was talking about the stories.
No.
The books.
Evie says, thank you for helping me get through another Michigan winter. No worries, Evie, and I can promise you that FastDraft is trying to work on Michigan. Michigan's stubborn, y'all. They are stubborn with sports betting. I'll tell you that. They're a tough cookie to crack. I think I just made up a statement there, but
what, a tough cookie to crack?
I don't think anyone says that, do they? People say that? I don't know.
I think that is the saying. I could be completely wrong, though.
You know what? I might be wrong then. Harold Fannin is off the board. I'm probably going to grab some Jarquez here. Yeah, we'll grab some Jarquez. Love me some Jarquez. No hype whatsoever right now in the industry, unfortunately. But, yeah.
TD said redraft channel live chat panel is not open, or am I an idiot? No, it's definitely open. I saw Arcade put something in there already, so maybe refresh. Or TD, are you not even subscribed to the redraft channel?
TD's definitely subscribed to the redraft channel.
I know.
But you will have to subscribe to chat in there, I think, if that's right. But yeah, no. If you're on like Safari browser, then you might not be able to see the chat. You actually have to be in the app or on the website. I know that sounds weird. I use the browser because I have this way around the ads on YouTube. I basically downloaded 2 apps that make me... I can watch YouTube without ads on Safari, just not in the app itself, unfortunately. Tez Johnson comes off the board like that a lot.
You like that?
I think I'm going to grab some Woody Marks. I really liked him, but the hype fell.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much about him
quickly, yeah. My second film session was very revealing. Okay.
Gosh, if the class next year is going to be dead, you're probably going to hate scouting it next year.
Yes. I genuinely have already thought about that. The 2026 class, like that off season, I've already thought about if it truly is as bad as it looks. Now, it's probably going to, there'll be plenty of players that come out of the woodwork, right? But
Yeah.
it's going to be a tough off season if that's the case. It is a tough nut to crack. It's not a tough cookie to crack. It's a tough nut to crack. That's what people say.
Say less. Appreciate you guys.
No, you're okay, TD. Don't say sorry. Joshua says, why do I feel like the only good spot for Warren is Denver? I don't like most of his mocked landing spots. Probably because there's no solidified quarterbacks in most of those spots.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. That's why a lot of people don't love the Colts. People don't love the Jets. They don't love the thought process of who's going to be throwing the ball to some of these tight ends. And you kind of need, when you get a tight end, you want them to be established in an offense. But at the same time, we said the same thing with Brock Bowers, and we were completely wrong with that because he was just his own freak. Freak of an athlete.
Can you match my freak? As Cornelius comes off the board. Shane, so the playbook gets sent to, you know how on the Flock Fantasy website you have a My Reviews tab? When a review is completed, it goes under the completed tab, and we send the playbook in the Flock Fantasy My Review tab message system. Let me know if that doesn't make sense. I'm happy to clarify any further if we need to. I want to make sure you get your playbook. And then, of course, if you guys ever have any issues, you can DM us or email us, whatever works. We want to make sure.
I'll have a look, Shane, because I definitely am pretty sure I sent that out a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah.
I have a look. I have the playbooks up because I was getting it prepared, but sometimes I maybe I didn't send it over, but I just wanted to triple check for you. But I'm pretty sure I sent that over ages ago. And I'm about to be on the clock here, which I'll just take Gunner Helm.
So
actually, let's go Ricky.
What I did, Evie, because she says, unfortunately, I bit the bullet on YouTube Premium. I don't think I can ever go back. What happened to me is I found a way to buy it out of, I'm pretty sure I bought it out of the Philippines. Like I signed up as if I was from the Philippines, and I got it for 2 years, YouTube Premium, and I got it for $2 a month, basically. And then, unfortunately, they started cracking down on that. And now it's like $20 a month or something crazy for YouTube Premium. It's ridiculous just so you don't watch ads. I find it tough. I find it really, really tough.
You know what's crazy?
Shane says he found his team playbook, by the way.
Okay, awesome. You found it? That's awesome. Ads don't bother me on YouTube.
Really?
It's weird. I feel like everyone, like, I have ads all the time on YouTube, but like I'll just wait. It's like 10 seconds.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think
they
it's
definitely
crazy.
annoy me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's that impatient mindset there. Come on, bring it back. I need you to cancel YouTube, even if you're paying $2.
No, don't do it.
You need to do it, man. Don't
do it, people.
Come back down to life.
All right, this is your last chance to win the giveaway for today. We already gave away one earlier. It seems to be like you guys love this tool, which is awesome. I mean, we even had someone come on the stream and send a super chat just to say, hey, I just want to get early access now. I'll send you $15. So we did that. But last chance to get in today's giveaway for our rookie tear down tool. All right, this is a tool that essentially helps you get the best value out of all the top 4 picks. The 101, 102, 103, 104. Post NFL draft, we will go and extend that to the 106 and it will be updated, okay? But this is early access for you guys. There's only 3 people in the world right now who have access to this. We are giving it away again today. All you need to do to be entered is type land in the YouTube chat and like the stream. That's how simple it is. No, you don't have to be a land member on the Flock site to get into a giveaway with us. We believe giveaways are for the people, and that's how we're going to run them. So that's all you got to do is type land. We're going to give this away. So this is your last chance to get in. And I'll give you guys one last shot here. I wanted to quickly answer Matt Nelson's question. He said, what is the best day 3 receiving back? I think Brashard Smith is by far my answer to that question. Brashard Smith is one of my favorite running backs in the class. I actually have him ranked as a fringe. I actually think I have him ranked in my top 10 at the running back position. Let me see. He is my RB10. He's my RB10 in this class. I think he's severely underrated. Getting major Tyrone Tracy vibes out of him. So he would be my answer there. Let's see. Okay, so should we give this thing away?
Yeah, let's do it.
I can tell you we currently have 55 entries. Just so you guys see this. 55 entries here for our rookie tear down tool. We're giving it away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy all of these entries. We're going to come over to the spin the wheel. And I'm going to paste all of these entries here. So everyone has a shot. And we're going to go ahead and give this thing away here in 3, 2, 1. May the odds ever be in your favor, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner is Greg Harrison.
I thought it was Shane. Mr. Anderson, I thought for a quick second.
So close. I mean, there's just so many.
Wait, Greg Harrison? He literally just commented. Look, he literally commented 11:45.
Oh, he must have commented earlier as well.
And he was like one of the last guys.
Shane says off by one. But yes, congratulations to Greg Harrison. All we need from you, he says, nah, I've been here. He's like, nah, don't you try and put that evil on me. I've been here, bro. I've been in the chat. I've been doing my hours, all right?
Put it on me, big Ricky Bobby.
All you need to do, Greg, is can you just tell us your Discord username, and Badaki is going to DM you, and he's going to send you the rookie tear down tool. Okay, my friend? Appreciate you big time. I wanted to quickly, I know that Styles sent us the last first round mock draft from some of our favorites in the industry. Styles, oh wow, Styles, look at you, man. You're so organized. You guys want to do this together? What I wanted to do before we get into some team playbooks is look at Daniel Jeremiah, Lance Erline, and Dane Brugler's last first round mock draft. Y'all want to have a look at this together? Let's do it. And Greg sent his Discord, so he is going to send you. I'm
going to send him a friend request right now.
Daki's going to send you a friend request. All right, Daniel Jeremiah, his first round mock draft was just released, I think today, if I'm not mistaken. This is his last first round mock draft. I'm pretty sure it was. So obviously we all know Daniel Jeremiah. He's incredible in the industry. And again, big shout out to Greg for winning. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being on the stream. All right, so this is what Daniel Jeremiah thinks is going to happen. These are predictive, by the way. Their last mocks are all predictive. So he believes Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Titans. I think we all are believing that's going to be the case at this point in time. Then he believes Travis Hunter is going to go to the Browns. That makes a lot of sense. And again, we keep saying this. If Travis Hunter is a Brown and they say they want to play him at wide receiver, then he's probably going to be a top 3 to 4 pick in your Dynasty rookie drafts. I just still believe that to this day. Do you agree, Badaki?
Yes, I agree. Okay,
perfect. All right, after that, they think Abdul Carter's going to your Giants, then Will Campbell to the Patriots. That's what I want. He has the Jags taking Genty, which seems to be a lock for most people right now. Then Kelvin Banks to the Raiders. Another tackle to the Jets. Mason Graham falls to the Panthers. He has Tyler Warren to the Bears. This makes so much sense. This fit for Tyler Warren. It's seamless, right? Obviously, you think about Sam Laporta and what he meant to the offense in Detroit, but just improving the offense overall. He's going to improve the run game from day one, no matter who's behind that offensive line. He's going to improve the run game from day one. He's going to be a good receiving option for Caleb Williams from day one. I think it makes a lot of sense. Then they have Tet to the Cowboys at pick 12. We see that often. And then he has the Broncos trading up for Loveland. What do you think about that?
What did he give up, though? I'm interested. Does he say?
He says they traded with the Dolphins. He doesn't know what the capital is going to be, but he just thinks that could happen.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome. What do you think?
Look, I love it. I love it. I love the landing spot. Trading up for someone from a tight end like this, a weapon, kind of indicates how big this is. Is this Sean Payton's Jimmy Graham? You know, that's kind of what I think of straight. Not saying two different prospects, but you get what I mean with the production.
No, I think that would be incredible. The only issue is Evan Ingram is there, so I don't know what that means for year one. Let's see. What is there any other? Okay, so he has your Giants trading up for Dart at pick 18 with the Seahawks. How do you feel about that? Wow.
I like it. I like it. I think if we can get if we can get Abdul Carter, Shador, or Dart, I want to take either Shador or Dart and trade up in the back of the first, to the back of the first. I'll be okay with that. If it's Milrow, it has to be second round. Like he just falls to us in our lap and we'll take a shot.
As a Washington fan, I would love this too, because I assume you're giving up your first round pick in 2026. I would be obsessed with you guys making a move like this.
No one is, from all the projections that I've been reading, everything I've been hearing and listening to, it's not going to be a first round pick. It's going to be a second, and
for you to move from 33 to 18, you don't think it will cost a first?
People said to jump up right now. If you look at a lot of projections, quote unquote projections, even to jump up before the Steelers, it's seconds.
Wow.
No one said they're going to give up first. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Just what I've been reading.
It's possible. Matthew Golden to the Bucks, please. For the love of God, please. Daniel Jeremiah. Guys, please don't do this. I'm begging everyone involved. I'm begging Tampa Bay. I'm begging this. This would bury someone. Please don't do this.
McMillan is gone.
Oh, why would you do this? Mike Evans, McMillan, Godwin. It just makes everything way more confusing. Please, God, for the love of God, don't do this.
Yeah, that's also interesting. Sorry, we're gonna look at Peter Schrager's after this. You said?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
We have Shador Sanders pick 21, so it's a reliable source who thinks that Sanders to the Steelers could be legit. I don't know if you saw him. He was on a podcast with Max Crosby. Did you see this?
No, I have not.
And Max said, who do you think is the best quarterback duo in the league? And he basically said, whoever is throwing the ball to DK Metcalf and George Pickens next year, that will be the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the league. And they said, whoever throws the quarterback to, or the ball to Neighbors. He's like, whoever throws the ball to Olave, that's the best quarterback wide receiver.
He said saying that? Right. You know what's funny? I saw Tom McShay. There's a clip of Tom McShay right now on Twitter that's going viral about him saying that there's so many people in the league that said that Shador Sanders had interviewed terribly and they don't like him at all. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
Specifically, he was talking about the Giants as well, though, and he was like, the Giants are not taking Shador Sanders. He's like, he is not going to be a New York Giant.
Yeah. Very interesting. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've not seen this before in any mock draft. Daniel Jeremiah has the Chargers drafting Travion Henderson in round 1. Talk about dream landing spot. And wait, we haven't even seen Hampton come off the board. I think there have been people who have said Henderson's going to go before Hampton. So you're seeing that worked out here. Wow. Could you imagine? That would be incredible. He says it certainly would raise some eyebrows if Harbaugh were to pass on 2 of his former Michigan pupils to take Ohio State product. That said, Henderson might be too enticing here. He would be the lightning to Najee Harris's thunder, giving the Chargers an explosive run game. Oh, that would be awesome, man. That would be so fun.
That would be crazy.
Is Henderson not the 102 if this happens?
Depending on where Hampton goes.
Wow.
But yes, I mean, it could be. It could be.
He had Hampton go to the Rams at pick 26. What the hell? I didn't. Whoa.
This makes sense because Kyron's in his last year.
Well, Kyron was super inefficient last year.
But that's what I'm saying.
Really
that makes sense, though.
On volume.
That makes. Oh, I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. Kyron Williams contract.
Wow, guys, could you imagine if this happened? I think it would go running backs 1, 2, 3 in rookie drafts.
Kyron Williams is on his last year of his contract in 25. He's a free agent next year.
It would probably go Genty 1, Henderson 2, Hampton 3 in the first 3 picks of your rookie drafts. Maybe Hunter might get in their award, but wow.
Depending on, I think this makes sense because of the whatchamacallit, Kyron Williams contract.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. That was Daniel Jeremiah's latest first-round mock draft. Lance Zierlein doesn't look like he's put one out since April 1st, so we won't waste time with that one. Dane Brugler was a 16, so we won't waste time with that one. But with Peter Schrager, right?
Yeah, Peter Schrager.
Let's have a look at his. This was released 7 hours ago. 7 hours! All right, so what does Shregs thinks happening here?
Put that link in the chat. Put that link in the chat.
Okay, yeah, my bad. Here we go. Shregs, I'll put this link in the chat. So, he has Cam Ward going number 1. By the way, ESPN, the worldwide leader of sports, and NFL's mock draft looks way better. So, if you're the worldwide leader of sports, maybe put like the slightest detail and dedication to your mock drafts and to your website. I don't know, maybe add a photo. Maybe add a simple graphic, ESPN. The worldwide leader in sports? My ass. Sorry, anyway. Okay, so he has Cam Ward and Travis Hunter 1-2. That's exactly what everyone has right now. Makes a lot of sense. Abdul Carter goes 3. Genty 5. That's all super chalk so far. Tyler Warren to the Jets. That is something we've seen a lot. He said, Peter Schrager says, I've been hearing Warren to the Jets for a few weeks. This might seem early for a tight end, but in this draft, teams should just take their guy where they can get him. In Warren's case, the new regime can turn to its owners, fans, and locker room and say, this is what we are about. This is a biting kneecaps, right? All right. The head coach came from Detroit. Obviously, we know that. So this is his biting kneecaps type of pick.
Okay.
All right. So he has the Colts projected to move up to pick 10 with the Bears, and they take Loveland here. He says, my first trade is a fun one. The Colts give up 14 and 80 to move up 4 spots with the Bears. The GM, Chris Ballard, needs to do something to help his offense, no matter if A. Richard Jones is the starting quarterback.
He just need a better quarterback. That's all you need, really.
Yeah, and look, the Colts do make sense for Loveland as far as the way the Colts draft. They typically draft those freak athletes. Loveland is a freak athlete, even though he didn't do much testing. All right, so that makes a lot of sense. Tyler Booker goes to the Cowboys. So this is the first time we've seen a major source not put a weapon to the Cowboys. So that's pretty interesting to look at. Mason Graham falls all the way to 13. I think the Dolphins would love Mason Graham.
That would be crazy.
That would be incredible for them. All right, when do we have another offensive player coming off?
We have.
Oh my god,
brother! This is 2 top analysts in the league right now that are saying the Bucs are taking a wide receiver. You better sell Jalen McMillan immediately.
No.
Immediately.
No.
That's not.
I'm not gonna lie. This is disgusting.
All 3 were actually being performed in addition to wide receivers, room to the mix. The Bucs love Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Jalen McMillan is coming off a solid rookie year. McMillan would be the perfect student for the veteran to teach. So he's basically saying he's going to take over the Mike Evans role. Yeah. Boy.
I mean, this would be. Remember how we said, hey, JSN, it might take a year. Hey, Roma Dunze, it might take a year. This might take 2 or 3 years. Mike Evans is still playing at an elite level. Chris Godwin just signed a long-term contract, and Jalen McMillan is no scrub. I don't know. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm not going to lie to you. This feels like smoke more than the Bucs have so many more. Okay, again, let me ask you guys. If you were to put a list of team needs for the Tampa Bay Bucs, where would wide receiver rank? Bottom 3? It would not be close to top 10 positional need for them.
Where the Bucs fans at? What is what's the dude that I love watching again? I wonder what he thinks.
Oh, Trevor Sikkema, right?
Yeah, he's a Bucs fan, Trevor Sikkema, and they just released a final mock draft as well, which that would be cool to look up after as well. I'm actually gonna just I'm just gonna break through that really fast to see.
We get some light at the end of the tunnel because one of my favorites, Amika Ibuka, goes to the Denver Broncos. That would be a perfect fit. Him, Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and then also he complements Courtland Sutton really well. I would love that. Then we get another chalky pick here, Sanders to the Steelers. The last time we had chalk, actually, you know what? I was gonna say the Kenny Pickett draft, but to be fair, in the Kenny Pickett draft,
there was no one else.
There was a lot of people mocking him to the Panthers. So this feels slightly like the Kenny Pickett draft. Anyway, let's keep going here. Matthew Golden goes to the Packers. He says, I know it's out of character for Green Bay to take a receiver round 1. They haven't done it since 2002. But in this scenario, Golden could slide right to them, and I can't see him sliding much more. Green Bay could go in several directions. I doubt anyone thought the Packers could get consensus top wideout on many boards, though. Interesting, because, quite frankly, I think if you put Golden in that wide receiver room, I'm not 100% convinced that he like out targets Jaden Reed, but he probably becomes the favorite. But then again, thinking about how this wide receiver room has operated,
I don't really think this hurts Reed. I think this hurts I guess it just depends on where they line him up. But I think it hurts Rome.
Is Golden the level of talent where he can actually finally dominate target share? No wide receiver has done that in the Jordan Love era. No wide receiver has dominated target share in the Jordan Love era.
No, that's fair.
Is Golden going to be that guy? Maybe. I don't know. It would be interesting. It's not a bad landing spot. They certainly have a need outside, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm saying. Get him outside. Romeo Dobbs was kind of like, give me the ball. He started crying. They suspended him, came back, did a thing. Matthew Golden kind of just jumps into that potentially.
All right, this is where things fall apart. This was our favorite landing spot before they re-signed Aaron Jones and brought in Jordan Mason. What does he say here? He says the Vikings have needs elsewhere and wouldn't list running back as a clear hole on the roster, but if Hampton's on the board, he'd be a wonderful addition to a young core that the organization hopes can grow old together. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, Aaron Jones is going to get work. Jordan Mason is going to get work. I don't.
This is what I would say. I don't think teams are scared to draft players that are going to be okay to sit and learn. People want these players to develop in the best way possible, and I think a lot of teams, and I think this is why Peter Schrager is thinking this potentially, because a lot of teams love the Jordan Love concept. Why are you drafting Jordan Love if you have Aaron Rodgers? Why are you drafting Michael Penix if you had Kirk Cousins? Because they could sit down. Why are you drafting Jahmyr Gibbs if you just paid Dave Montgomery a 3-year contract? I think, is he thinking that? Is this what he is thinking, or he knows that the NFL is thinking? I don't care if they got money. I'm going to get the best player here, and he's going to take over in a year or two. But I get what you're saying as well. Like, this is not exciting.
Yeah, look, you make a good point all the way around. Okay, wow, so your Giants move up with the Rams, and in this scenario, he says, in this deal, the Giants would send pick 34 and 99 to the Rams to move up to 26. This makes more sense to me. I think mid-20s, I think this is doable. I think top 20, I think you're going to have to pay more, but anyway. He says New York would keep its original third-round pick to continue to add talent to the roster. You guys go Jackson Dart. How do you feel about
this?
That? Yeah,
I love this. I want Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders, not at 3 though. I want to take Abdul Carter and trade up for one of these quarterbacks because they can sit under Russell Wilson, Jameis. There's no rush. You get the 5th-year option. It's exactly what you want. It's exactly what we need. This is perfect. This is perfect. Giving up the 3rd round, the early 2nd round is not going to be ideal. With that 34th overall pick, because this draft is pretty deep on defense, that could have been a really good player. But we still have a 3rd round pick, which is crazy. Anyways, yeah, I
would have no conviction at all if Dart actually went to the Giants on if he would work or not. I have no idea, genuinely, but it would be interesting. So Will Johnson falls all the way to the Lions. Wow, they got my Commanders going Shamar Stewart. And that is all the offensive players that he had. Did you say there was someone else who had a last first round that you wanted to look at?
I forgot who it was.
You said NFL Stock Exchange?
It was they just released one, but it's a video. It's not like a graphic, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
You can scroll through it, but yeah, that might be it.
If that's it for our final. Oh wait, Matt. Sorry, I'm not. Is it Matt Miller? What's his name? Matt Miller, yes, he has his final on ESPN as well. Let's look at that, and maybe if there's no other ones, we will move on from the stream. But same thing. If you guys don't know, this is Matt Miller. All right, he also released this today. He works with ESPN along with Schrags on the NFL Draft. All right, so he had the same thing with Ward and Travis coming off the board, and Abdul Carter. That's the top 3 right now. It seems locked. He also had Genty. That seems locked. Then this is where things change from 7 onwards. He has Jalen Walker, who goes higher than anyone else thought he might. What's up, Case? Yes, we do have room for a team review. We have 2 spots. That's it. Just 2 spots remaining for a same day live team review. And Badaki is going to make sure and get your team playbooks out on the same day before the NFL draft as well if you get a team playbook today. But Jalen Walker comes off the board. Then Walter Nolan. Wow, that's higher than I've seen Walter Nolan go. Wow, okay. Loveland. He has Loveland ahead of Warren. I like it. Spicy. I'm making sure I didn't miss Warren. Okay, so Matt Miller of ESPN has Colson Loveland going at pick 10. He says the Bears would love Genty to follow this spot, but new coach Ben Johnson can get his version of Sam Laporta instead. He says, I've consistently heard throughout the process that Chicago and other teams have Loveland as a top tight end in the class. And I have him ranked the same. And I also have Loveland as a top ranked tight end in the class. Wow, really? I haven't heard that until right here, right now, reading his mock draft. Have you ever heard that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, that's interesting to think about. All right, Ted McMillan goes to the Cowboys here. Let's be honest, guys. Is this the ideal landing spot for Tet now at this point? Is there a better spot for him you can think of?
I can't think of. Honestly, I don't think there's a team that anyone, according to the community, there's going to be a team that anyone likes right now in the top 20 picks that people are going to like Tet McMillan going to. Name a team that you love and that you'd be like, you know what? I think I can take Tet over some of these running backs, even in the second round. Panthers? I don't think you can potentially name one.
Panthers?
You would with Quinshon Judkins going to the Chargers.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think the Panthers would make a lot of sense just because he would become the number one straight away.
Sure. I guess I'm going based off of, like, if a running back gets a decent landing spot and Tet gets a really good landing spot, and you know he's a number one, I think people are still going to be hesitant taking him over those running backs still.
I think the Patriots are the one spot people will probably still love, but that's not going to happen, obviously, from everything we've heard.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mimbu falls to the Dolphins. They would love that as well. Tyler Warren goes to the Colts, so 2 tight ends in the top 15 here. Matthew Golden to the Cardinals. We've seen this one a lot, and it definitely makes sense for their team, right? I mean, I don't love this for Marvin Harrison, I'll be honest. I think Marvin McBride is enough to really funnel the targets through. So I don't love them going another receiver in round one, but I do think Golden fits their offense perfectly.
But you don't like this for Golden, or you don't like this for McBride specifically?
I don't like this for... I want the Cardinals to take someone in rounds like 2 or 3. I don't like them taking a wide receiver in round 1 for anyone. I don't like it for Golden, Marvin, or Trey.
Sure.
I like it for Kyler.
Would you take Tet or Golden there?
Tet.
In this world. Okay.
Well, in my prospect grades, I don't have Golden in the same tier as Tet. Right now, my tier 1 is Travis, Tet, Luther, Buka. So I don't have Golden in that same tier with them, but I do really like Golden. He's the clear wide receiver 5 for me. All right, this makes a lot of sense. The Bucs go Jahdae Barron. That makes a lot of sense. We've got another Emeka Egbuka to the Broncos. I love it. We've got another Shedeur Sanders to the Steelers. That's
all three said that Shedeur was going to there as well.
All three said Shedeur to the Steelers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have any other sexy picks here, do we? No. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, that was fun. We appreciate y'all big time if you've been here since the beginning of today's stream. We have one last segment today, and that is our team playbooks. Costness already, he donated a super chat because he said, you know what, I just want the tear down tool and I want it right now. So we were giving away early access right now, and he said, I don't want to wait until the NFL draft. I want it right now. And we went ahead and said, you know what, no problem, man. We'll send that to you now. Appreciate you for the support, Costness. But we have 2 live team reviews we'll do today. And again, the playbooks are going to be sent out on the same day. Both Silos and Matthew. We have 2 spots for a same day live review. Okay, 2 spots and 2 spots only. We can't do more than 2 today with the draft being tomorrow. So if you're out there, you want your team playbook, very simple. It's a customized game plan for your offseason. All you need to do to get your version of the team playbook in a live review is become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member on the Flock site. It'll give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. And if you want it done live with us, Zach and Badaki Fantasyland, just make sure you get that live tier. And I can tell you actually right now, we've got Scotty Boops who just purchased a team playbook. So Scotty Boops has taken the 3rd spot out of 4. So we have 1 spot for a same day team. Honestly, do you want to set a limit to it, Badaki? Like if we get a bunch of people who want team playbooks, are you happy to pump them all out today? I only set a limit because I was worried about you, but are you happy to pump them out today?
No, I am happy to pump
Okay.
out. I think what's gonna happen, like it depending on how many we have, I might have to. I'm gonna still be on, but I won't be able to talk because I have to take care of Brooks. But I can still type in
Okay, yeah,
everything
that's
and
fine.
do everything on the end.
Yeah,
So I'll let you know once Ellen
that's totally
pops in and say,
fine.
all right, I gotta go.
If you guys
But
want to
yeah, no
get
limit.
a team playbook, same day review, same day playbook, we'll get that done for. We won't set a limit on it since it's before the draft, and Badaki is happy to do that. So, all right, check out the link in the pinned comment if you want to have access to that. And by the way, if you're out there and you're like, okay, I heard about that Dynasty trade tool, I heard about the tear down tool. Well, I can tell you when you become an annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND, you'll get all of that, as well as our 2025 rookie report, as well as a team playbook, a free trade question voucher, start sit voucher, our complete rankings, all the premium tools and databases on the site, as well as our complete Discord, which you can link on the Flock site. So definitely a good idea to go out there and become an annual member, get the best bang for your buck. All right. Silos is up first. Is Silos in the chat? Are you with us, Carlos? Carlito?
Carlos.
Let us know if you're with us, brother.
Yeah. If not, obviously you'll get this timestamp, but we appreciate you, Carlos. And if you are here, if not, please put any context in the chat at any point in time. Jump in if you're coming in later. But let's have a breakdown of this team. It's a 2-quarterback, 12 team start, 10 halftime and premium. Classic middle ground, just like all of our leagues. By the way, we're going to be doing real rookie drafts starting from, if I'm not mistaken, Monday night, your guys' time.
In our personal Dynasty leagues.
Yeah, our personal Dynasty leagues. 100%. So stay tuned for that, and you guys can have a nice little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing in our leagues as well. But Carlos is here. Appreciate you, Carlos, for submitting another team. He says, going into year 2, finished 3rd place for my buy and back. Built this team well balanced. Been thinking I may be a soft contender going into 2025 since I'm pretty thin at running back and tight end. Should I stay the course and draft my picks, or should I target vets? What position should I prioritize? Thank you. Okay, you're currently ranked 7th out of 12th according to this league, or in this league. Let's have a look at your team. Caleb Williams, Anthony Richardson, Aaron Rodgers. Not the best quarterback room with the Anthony Richardson. I'm not a big Anthony Richardson believer, but the value.
Yeah,
you probably got him really early.
I think he's a great speculative ad or late round pick in a startup this year, but yeah, we were very anti last year.
At the running back position, Brian Robinson, Tyrone Trace, Ramondre Stevenson, Isaac Herendo are the only guys you have here. You can start up to 5 wide receivers. You're starting 5: London, Addison, Adams, Downs, Ridley. That's not terrible, but that's also not amazing. We love London. We love Adams this year. Addison has some good boost games. And then Trey McBride. You have the 110, the 210, and you have your first in 2026 here.
This team feels like it's holding on by a thread.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's
how
the
I
way
feel.
I'm viewing it personally. I could be wrong, but it feels like it's holding on by a thread at the moment. Think about your starting lineup. It's going to be Caleb and then A-Rich. Aaron Rodgers might not even play. Maybe he goes to Steelers. We don't know. Then you're starting Bijan, and we don't even know if Tracy or Stevenson are going to be starters. But you're going to start one of those names. Then you're going to start London and Addison, McBride. So that is your 7. Then your flex, you need 3 more options, which Adams, Downs, and Ramondre, in theory, are going to be flexible for you. And then in theory, you can add a player at the 110. Emeka Egbuka, for example, would be a great fit. If Judkins falls, if Caleb Johnson makes sense there. So I can paint a picture where you are competing this year. And I hate to not go all in with a team that has McBride in a premium. But I just think there are so many holes on this team that the average team throughout the entirety of a season in Dynasty football, they typically have at least one major injury, if not multiple. And if you have one major injury to this team, I just think there's a chance that you are picking top 4 next year. Do you see it the same way?
I see exactly what you're saying. I feel like, yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
So
I think I know where I would go with this team personally, but you let me know. I would just wait and see. This would be an in and out.
Okay, that's where I was gonna go too.
Yeah, you get like the 110, you get another running back, another wide receiver. You add them on, see what happens. Does Anthony Richardson hit? Does Tyrone trade? The thing is, you could know whether you're in or out
After the
by
draft.
after the draft. Because if the Giants don't take a running back, you're fine, right? If the Patriots don't take a running back, you have another running back at least. But you get what we're saying. It just depends on the NFL draft.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I think this is a definition of in or out. And by the way, you can also decide, in or out teams are also eligible to go into the season as in or out, and then the first 6-8 weeks will tell you that. Like, if your team starts off 6-2, you're like, you know what? All right, my players are staying healthy. I am winning games, and I can use this 26 first to go out there and really push for a championship. Or it could be the opposite. I'm 2-6. I got 2 major injuries. Let's try and sell McBride for as much value as we can. Let's sell an Adams for as much as we can. So I think I'm right there with you. We're gonna go in and out. Overall team grade, I will probably put as a. It's like I'm between C+ and B-. Where do you sit? Can you decide that for us?
I would say this is more like a C. I would say this is B-. Let's say B- because you have Bijan, you have London, you have Trey McBride. That's better than a lot of other players. Like you're really good on the tight end positions, which is really difficult. So I'll say B-.
Okay, so we'll go B-. Draft capital grade, I would probably say. I mean, to me, it's a C+. There's not really. It's not that your picks aren't impactful, but you don't have multiple picks in future years, and your picks aren't in the top 8 anyway, so I probably, that would be my grade. As far as untouchables, Bijan is untouchable, and McBride.
Yep.
I also wouldn't sell your first until you decide whether you're going in or out during the season. But as far as the holds on this team, Josh Downs definitely comes to mind. Anthony Richardson at this point is worth holding to see what he could become. I also like Isaac Correndo as a hold. I think he's a really solid hold. If there are any injuries to CMC, he could be a startable name. And then I think Calvin Ridley is a hold, but a name you could easily sell in season should you choose to rebuild this, retool it, right? As far as drops, you got plenty of options here. Ty Chandler isn't even the RB3 on that team anymore, if I'm not mistaken. You can drop him. You can drop Mechie, Austin. These are all droppable names. Shipley, if you wanted to. Those are all names that you could drop. On the waiver wire, I would probably prioritize a De'Ami Brown over any other name. By the way, Carlos says, made 2 trades. One traded Daniels away midseason for Caleb, Downs, the 209, 310. Then I used the 209 and Lloyd to get Tracy. Okay, so he traded Jaden Daniels away for Caleb, Josh Downs, a late second, and a late third. That is tough in hindsight to look at. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Caleb, the book is not written yet. He is set up for success more than any year 2 quarterback I can remember in recent memory. But I think we would all agree that's a massive undersell right now for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, agreed.
But the 209 and Lloyd for Tracy is pretty affordable.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have we done all admin?
All admin is done.
Let's get to the chalkboard here and let's start thinking through if you're in or if you're out. Okay. So if you're out, we're going to sell names like Devontae Adams in season. All right. We're going to sell names like Ramondre Stevenson. I don't even mind if you want to try and sell him now before the draft. Tyrone Tracy. Ridley, and I don't think Rodgers is worth anything. So is it just Ridley as the last one?
I don't think so
Ridley
either.
Keenan,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll look at that. Now, if you're in, we can talk about what we would sell the 110 for to get further in. We can talk about how we could sell the 210 as well to get a flexible option. And then that's probably the main moves I would make if I wanted to go in.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
I can't really think. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
At the 110, and Carlos says he's still kicking himself over that trade, which is, it happens, man. It's unfortunate, but don't worry. Caleb should bounce back. He should. At the 110, you're going to have a great tier here, man. You're going to have a lot of great options available to you. I think with your team in particular, you can't be too picky. I think I'm going, maybe tight end is the one thing you really don't need, but if that is the best player available, I wouldn't be opposed to still taking the BPA and figuring out a trade later, whether that means you move McBride and you rock with a Loveland or a Warren, and maybe use McBride to fill out the rest of the roster. But you go best player available. In an ideal world, the best player available is a Caleb Johnson or a receiver like Egbuka, Golden Hunter. I think that's probably an ideal world. I don't even mind a quarterback either. But again,
one of those guys can definitely fall to you. No question.
It's too early to really say for sure. At the 210, look, it really is too far out to give you good advice on the 210 at this point. But Carlos, you're an annual member, right? So you're going to have our rookie report, which will update really, really quickly after the draft. So you'll have that available to you. The other option is that we trade for vets if you wanted to go all in. Okay, so we'll talk about that. I think the first name that comes to mind is DJ Moore.
Yep.
Instantly. We always talk about that.
We always say DJ Moore. We love him.
But adding a DJ to this team, and you really only make this move if you know Tracy and Stevenson are going to start, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't use that asset on a receiver.
I completely agree. Like, maybe you're in season already and you're feeling pretty confident. Like, okay, you'll be fine. See if we can go out to get. Actually, you can't get DJ Moore at the 110 depending on the season, but yes.
So
if you yeah,
DJ Moore would be great, but again, it only makes sense if you know that you've got two starting running backs. Yeah. If you don't, names that you can acquire for after the draft, and this is, I'm going to say, like, assuming their jobs are safe post NFL draft. Names that come to mind: James Cook, for example.
Yep.
Ken Walker makes me nervous now. But
with that thought process, I think it was James Cook. What is it? Josh Jacobs is in that. In that
Josh
window.
Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
In certain leagues, I know that sounds crazy. In certain leagues, I got someone who commented yesterday. Hey, someone offered me the 109. I get Jonathan Taylor and the 212, and I send the 109, and I was like, okay, take the offer then. Yeah, that's a good deal. So it's happening. Yeah. It's definitely happening in a lot of leagues. I think those would be the main three that you could target. At the 210, though, I think this is where you could maybe think Mason if you can get a 2-for-2. And again, assuming the Vikings don't draft someone, right? But
yeah, 210 is a little bit more difficult, specifically in the running back position. I feel like you're not going to get anyone of value. Like, I think of, the veterans, like the James Connors. You would have to add something on top of that.
Yeah. Can't get those names, but
no.
you could potentially swing like the idea of like a Mason. I think 309 is definitely doable to add on top. So like Mason and the 309 for the 210. I think that's definitely possible. I'm not in love with it. I would rather spend like an early third on Mason, but you're not far off from it anyway there.
Yeah, I agree.
So that would make sense if you're in. There's not another running back that makes sense to spend the 210 on.
Nah, I mean,
like, I'm not going to tell you to buy Brian Robinson or
what's
maybe
like
Charbonnet. Actually,
value?
Charbonnet could be a great buy if you can get him for that cheap.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Tony Pollard. I don't think they're going to draft a running back. I think they might be fine.
Pollard's not a bad shout. Okay, if you're out though, Devontae Adams. If he, I think there's a realistic outcome where Adams is like a top 12 receiver this year. He finishes that way if he stays healthy in LA. And if that is the case, I think you could sell him for a first round pick. So it'd be any first in any year. And again, this is in season. But if you decide you're out, I think an early second is ideal, like the 202 to the 204. As a seller, ideally you buy him for a mid second as a buyer. But with Stevenson, I'd say like the 206 to the 210 range?
Yeah, around there.
And Tracy is more 201 to 204.
Yeah, exactly.
That's if you're out. And then Ridley in season, I think any second in any year would be fine. I'd say the same thing for Keenan Allen. But you might
whenever
not get a second for Keenan. You might get more of a third if you're lucky. But
yeah, I agree.
there's no real trade down option here in the draft. Like you don't have power at the 110. You don't have power at the 210. None of your picks have any power in a tier down. So I think that's probably the direction we would take this team. Again, if you're in, you add a running back probably. If you're out, you have plenty of options that you could sell. Like I know I'm actively wanting Adams in leagues. I know you can sell him. Stevenson if he keeps his job, right? Ridley.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of names that you could sell if you do need to go out. But I want to turn it over to you, Carlos, and see if you have any questions for us. If there's anything that we didn't answer well enough, or is any questions that you had? You know, I would love to. I would love to. We just always want to make sure that you feel great with your review when you finish. So.
Yeah, and obviously, Carlos, obviously you got the spiel last time, but I'll give it to you again. You should be receiving your playbook. Honestly, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to be working on all these playbooks, same-day playbooks. You're going to be getting them within probably 10 hours on the Flock Fantasy Master System there with customize everything that we drew up for you here today. He says, in what case not try to include injuries, would you tear down from your top asset like London, McBride, Bijan? Look,
Bijan's the only name that you can really tear down from and make an impact.
I think if it comes down to injury though, like, and you're out, you might as well just go full reset.
Yeah.
And then try to sell your high. Maybe
I'm more leaning 1 year punt with a team like this.
Sure.
If he goes out, I'm more leaning 1 year punt, but of course, like you could try like tearing down from Bijan to like an HN Bucky plus a couple firsts or whatever the value ends up being. But the problem with tearing down from Bijan in particular is there's so few running backs that I really think are, you know, like you're not tearing down from Bijan to Jacobs or Kyron or Chuba or Chase Brown, you know, like you're not typically doing that, I don't think. So
yeah. Appreciate you, Carlos. Thank you so much for your support. Love.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Again, we'll wait, see if you have any final questions here. I want to make sure you feel great about it. Chef Keith says, I can't wait to get into the playbook after the draft. Took your advice from last time. I think I did good. Can't wait to get more draft advice on the picks I acquired and tear downs I made. Excited, man. Definitely excited.
No, that's awesome. Appreciate you, Chef. Joshua also see here, it says, wish this was a league I was in with you. Would love to make some deals with you.
Joshua says, tell Carlos he should make some trades with me. I'm assuming you guys are in a league together. You guys are in a league together already, but yeah, definitely appreciate you, Carlos. Already showing a bunch of love to the channel here, and love. Yeah, while we wait, see if he has any final questions. We have a trade question here from Duke98, who became an annual member, got a free trade question voucher. It looks like they are sending away the 101, a mid-second, and a late second, and they would get back the 103, the 110, and the 104. That's pretty enticing, but in a one quarterback start 8, that's what makes this tough.
That's what makes it tough. This is smaller. This is probably what, one quarterback start 8. That's not heavy hitters. That's meat and potatoes for us, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I might 103, 104 in a one quarterback. So you don't get Ashton, but you could potentially get Travion, Ted, Travis.
Look at his team, though. I mean, he's already got Love, Murray, Bucky, Monty, Ladd, Marvin, Jameson, Worthy, McBride, Laporta.
Yeah, so you add Ashton to this team. You have Ladd.
Wait, I don't see the 101, though.
No, I don't see that either. Unless
I don't see the 101 on this team. If it's for the 102, I would definitely do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, though, if we do get 3 running backs in round 1, I think you would be foolish not to take a deal like this.
Not to take that, yeah, 100%. Like, you'll be buzzing that you can get those guys.
Yeah, so that's what I would say. If we truly get 3 running backs in round 1, you'd be a fool not to take the 103, 104, 110 side of this. But it's close. I think you can make a case either way in a start 8, such a small lineup. Appreciate the question, Duke. Hopefully that is helpful. He says, what do you think about the 108 and 109 for London? I think it's not enough. No, that's not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
No, not close, honestly. The 104 and the 108, probably better. More doable, but I think you can make a case of London being worth the 102, maybe more than the 102 this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably not enough. And he's one of those names where his value might even improve again this year with solid quarterback play. But yeah. All right, Matthew's here.
Yeah, Matthew, appreciate you. You know the deal. Thank you so much for the support. Jump in at any point in time with some context. And we'll have a look at your team here. This is a Superflex middle ground 12 team start 10 with a full point premium. Good to know. He says, this has been a rebuild team. I had made some great trades to acquire my wide receiver core and JJ. I'm curious what I should do with the picks. I made playoffs last year, lost by half a point to Bree. Gosh, it was devastating. Much love to you all for doing this. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. And let's have a look at your team. Currently ranked 7 out of 12. Caesar's Crab Legs.
I want to know what Bree's team name is.
Yeah, let us know what Bree's team is. Let's have a look at your team. JJ McCarthy, Bryce Young, and that's it, really. No other quarterbacks. Okay, quarterback room. Not something I'm in love with. Chuba Hubbard, Brian Robinson, and that's it. Chuba Hubbard, we obviously, we love. At the wide receiver position, you can start with 5 wide receivers. JSN, Richie Rich, Rome, Addison, McMillan, with Kayshawn Booty, with David Njoku and Dalton Kincaid. Have the 102, 108, 110, 112 here, and your 26 first. Okay.
Apparently her name is Caesar Salad.
Caesar Salad,
so
team 9.
She's 9 right there, yeah. Okay. Interesting team. Full point premium on the tight end, by the way. Starting lineup right now is probably McCarthy, Bryce. Not a lot of cemented production yet. Chuba, Brian. Don't love that running back room outside of Chuba. Then JSN, Rice, and Njoku. That makes 7, and you still need to start 3 more, which would be Adunze, Addison, McMillan. You have the 102, 108, 110, 112, which should help you build out that starting lineup, but I'm not convinced that you're competing this year. I think you could, but I would probably lean more towards a 1-year punt than a true competitive build on this team. What about you?
Yeah, I agree.
I think you could compete, like if you get Hampton and then...
Yeah, if you get Hampton at the 108, let's say that's Amika.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
You could.
I doubt a tight end's going to fall to you at the full point premium there with that gap, but maybe you can trade back with that 102. Can you get the 4 and the 5 maybe? He
just needs running back desperately too, which is tough.
Yeah, that is tough there.
I lean more 1-year punt, yeah.
Near punt, but I think there could be a pathway for you to be a little sneaky sleeper, I would say, depending on how your draft goes and if these guys hit.
I could easily see this being a sleeper, but
yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, overall team grade, I probably would say this is like C+ to me. There's some work to be done. A lot of players I like, but a lot of question marks still. Draft capital grade.
Draft capital.
Pretty good. Probably A- range.
Yeah, A-. Yeah, I'm there with you.
Untouchables. You don't really have an untouchable. Let's be honest. At this point, you could have one in the future, but I'll probably say his future picks, because with a team like this, I would not be sending those picks to go all in per se. Want flexibility.
Right there with you.
As far as holds, Adunze is a strong hold. Rice is a strong hold. He might not even be suspended, which is crazy. He was actually working out with Patrick Mahomes recently. I saw this report that came out, and they asked Pat. They said, "Is he going to be ready for training camp?" And Pat said, "He's already doing all the drills I need him to do right now, so I assume he's going to be fine." I don't know. So interesting to hear that. As far as drops, you got plenty of options here. You can drop MVS. I liked Whittington, but if you need to clear room, you can. I'd rather drop Frank Gore, though, first, and Gus, and Trey Lance, and Brissett. All those names can leave my roster. As far as your waiver wire, I actually don't even think I'd want to pick up DeAndre Hopkins on the Ravens. Yeah, I don't think there's anything interesting.
I think if look, I would say this. Look, yeah, you probably don't want to. I would pick him up as a just in case.
Okay.
Just pick him up. You're gonna drop MVS anyway. Pick him up, DeAndre Hopkins. What if he's a top 25 wide receiver?
He's just not gonna be.
He's,
He probably finishes as wide receiver 63 or something next year in Baltimore, but I could be wrong.
remember that. Remember that,
could be
everyone.
wrong. Okay, should we go to the chalkboard?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so again, thinking 1 year punt here, I think the idea is just to add as much value, and then we can retool next year, next offseason if we wanted to. So names that you could sell. Man, there's really not any obvious sells. I don't think McMillan's a sell in a punt.
No. I was just joking.
Is there any sells here? I don't know that there is. Brian Robinson.
There's literally none. Sure, you can sell Brian.
All these guys are names that you in a punt you'd be like, yeah, I'd like to see if they can increase their value.
Yeah.
Like every name that I'm highlighting right now, maybe Addison you could sell because I think his value is probably at a peak. Maybe you could sell Njoku. But all these guys that I'm highlighting, I feel like they can still improve their value. Or they're players we want to build around.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, it's interesting. So let's look at your draft capital here at the 102. I do think you can pretty much go whichever way you want here. McMillan, Hampton could definitely be the option. We just saw a mock draft where you and I said Henderson would be the 102, where he went to the Chargers in round 1, so that's a possibility. But I think it will be between these players, these 5. Hampton, McMillan, Henderson, Hunter, Ward. One of those names is probably going to be who you end up with. In an ideal world, tight end falls at the 108 in a full point premium, right? I mean, like the absolute priority here should be a Loveland and a Tyler Warren in your format, full point premium. If those guys fall, I think it'd be foolish not to take them.
What does Bree have? Well, Bree doesn't have her first.
But there's a good chance they also don't fall. So we have to keep that in mind. But again, we're not going to be too picky on positions here. Because we're playing a 1 year punt, you simply get the most value at every pick that you possibly can. And if that means you can get Loveland and Warren at both of these picks somehow, then you take both of these tight ends in a tight end premium, right? But
I agree.
I got no problem taking a shot on like a Burden if he goes late round 1, or Judkins and Johnson if they're round 2 picks, Sanders if he's a first round pick, Hunter.
Agree.
These are all fine options, right? You can even throw Matthew Golden into there at the end of the first round as well. Igbuka, by the way, I haven't said Igbuka for some reason, but he's a great option at these picks as well. And then beyond that, it's just too early to really say what we would do with those picks. Now, I do think this team, I'm not opposed to tearing down.
I'm not opposed to tearing down at the 102. Yeah, I agree.
Because it's kind of too early for tight end, but because it's such a good tight end class and you have a full point premium, I think you could probably tear down a couple spots and snag one of these guys. So let's say the 103. What do you think? Like tear down to the 106 as options?
Yeah, I think in that gap that he doesn't have right now would be crazy if he can get into it.
Yeah.
Because I think you can 100% solidify yourself a running back, solidify yourself a tight end, and then you can get one of the, Travion or a Loveland or a Warren, and you're chilling.
By the way, Matthew had a question, and if this is available to him, I'm very intrigued. He said the 102 and the 112, and all he would have to do is send those picks for Bucky Irving and the 106. That's a very cheap Bucky Irving, don't you think?
Yeah, 106.
You tear down 4 spots for Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to find who has the 106. Well, I would like to see their team.
I'd be very interested in that.
Shithawks has Bucky Irving, so he wants the 102, the 112, and you get the 106.
What if we could? Is this an offer that's in your inbox? What if you
I would
could?
imagine.
What if you could add like the 210 206 swap on top?
Yeah, exactly. Swapping it. I was thinking
I
about that. Or
I
like a
would have a
goblet or
hard
something.
time saying no to this offer if it was in my inbox. And even you've more leaned towards the sell Bucky side. What would you say?
So I sent it to him, and he's thinking about it. Matthew said,
Okay.
This is interesting. Like I'm getting Bucky Irving, but I'm sending the 102. Like you're kind of sending Bucky at his peak, but you're still in that sweet spot at the 106, especially with a team like this. So I'm kind of indifferent about it. And 112 right now, Bucky is valued as the 10 what 104.
4. Yeah.
You're sending the 102 and the 112, and getting the 106 and Bucky. So I'm okay with that. I think that's even
You're
because
moving back 4, but you're moving up 6.
you're moving up 6 exactly. So I think that's pretty significant.
And then, does this not accomplish what we want him to do anyway and take a tight end?
Exactly. And then that's what we'll say with the tear downs. You're going to get right in that middle. So not only do you solidify your running back room now, but you also are going to guarantee, like at least we hope that you can guarantee a tight end there at that 106, unless they both go at the 105, 104.
Yeah, this
And
is
then by that time, you still have the 108 and the 110, and you can still take Emeka or another wide receiver.
Obviously, we need to wait until the NFL draft to give a final answer on a question like that, but I am not opposed. I think it actually kind of accomplishes the goal that we wanted to. In a full point premium, I do think you're going to be in range for Warren or Loveland, and I think that's going to make a huge impact on your 1-year punt. In fact, you do a deal like that, I think you might even be able to compete this year, but yeah, I'm very intrigued by that. Let's keep looking though. Let's try and find from the top to the bottom the 103, 104, 105. So the 104 is IMH. And wow, they're very top heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, they are very top.
I don't see a deal. What if we try to work Knicks into this? No, not for one spot. Or, well, 2 spots?
102, Bo Nix.
We add Bo Nix and we send the 102 and Bryce Young.
Sure.
I would do that, but I don't think that's going to be possible. The difficult part is this guy does not have much flexibility with his roster. The 103 is Brutus Blades. He has the 101 as well. Would you tear down 1 spot for the 111? I think that's realistic, and I would do that. You can even tear down again in draft if you wanted.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the last pick that we're looking for
is the 105,
which is owned by Devin. He has the 105 and the 107. Would you do the 105 and the 107?
Yeah, just 105, 107. I would.
Okay. You got a lot of great options here, though. Honestly, I actually am surprised by how many good options we were able to come up with for you. Brian Robinson, I'd say we'd be happy with like the 206 to the 210 range.
210, yeah.
I would be. I don't think I have any Brian Robinson left in my leagues. I've been actively shopping him everywhere, but I also don't mind. Like, what's his equivalent for a receiver? I wonder. I don't even mind if it's like a really low level receiver that we pivot to.
My mind for Brian Robinson goes to like, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think of Mooney. I think of like the Jawan Jennings, the Jacoby Myers of the world.
We need someone younger though to build around. So would you do Leggett? Is that too low? Maybe.
No, I would do Leggett. You can do Leggett. If you're doing Leggett, then that means you can potentially do McMillan. I think.
Oh wait,
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do Keon.
Michael Pittman.
Wouldn't that be older?
For the wide receiver position, I feel like I'm worried about Brian Robinson's future more than Michael Pittman's, but
Sure.
But yeah, Keon Coleman was a good shout from you. I don't think that's possible, but
Maybe Reed?
Reed's probably too pricey as well. I don't know. Like, we're going to give you all these pivot options, but would you pivot to like Isaiah Likely in this format, a full point premium? That might be sneaky.
Yeah, I would. I think I'm only doing that though if which we kind of both believe that there's going to be a running back drafted by Washington. One thing that I learned
Downs is a good
today. One thing I learned today is that Washington has one of the fewest draft picks in the NFL draft this year.
Yeah, we've been adding.
I think you have like only 4 picks or something like that now.
I can't remember, but
2025
I
pick.
definitely think we have a real need at running back, though.
Yeah,
So
which
we'll
I'm not saying. Yeah, they have 5 picks.
Yeah.
In this draft, and one's obviously the late first. So if you do go running back in the first, and Brian is dead, but I don't think they have a second, or I don't think they have a third because I think they did that for Debo or something like that.
Sharps would be perfect now that I'm thinking about this, but I might even pay up a little more for Sharps. Like, what picks does the Sharps owner have as a pivot here? They have the 311. That's a little out of range, unfortunately. I was hoping we could do like a Brian Robinson in the 210 for Sharps. What about Sharps and like Britton Strange or something? I really wanted them to have like the 306 or something. The 311 is quite far. But, I mean, would you do that? Would you do the 110 and Brian Robinson for Sharps and the 311?
Yes.
Okay. Matthew says, Bree isn't giving up Likely. She said, hell no.
Hell no.
But I think this is the route I would take. This is more of a patient route. But I think that's the route that's probably going to be best for you. I wouldn't be opposed to selling Chuba in season when he starts producing again and people are like, oh, wow, yeah, he's actually valuable. But obviously right now he's more of a hold. Not going to sell Rice at Dunze JSN. And Njoku, I don't mind selling, especially if you do like that Bucky deal or you're going to lock in another tight end. Like, can you get any first in any year in this format? And Njoku might have a massive year with Joe Flacco, actually.
I got a lot in David Njoku.
So
I guess it just depends on situation with Hunter, but yes, I like Njoku.
Yeah, but that's the route I would take here, Matthew. Please let me know if we didn't cover anything well enough in enough detail. We want to make sure you're happy and you feel good with this review. Obviously, like Badaki mentioned, your playbook is going to be sent to you before the draft, I think is the best way to say that. All these playbooks will be sent out before the draft. But yeah, let us know if you have any final questions, man. Is there anything that you want us to dive into that we didn't? We'd be more than happy to do so. It's been a good stream.
Yeah.
You had fun?
Yes, it has been a good stream. 100%. I'm having fun. A lot of people are here supporting. We love you. We appreciate you guys. Sorry, I was just pulling up the camera for Brooks because Ellen's leaving and he's sleeping, so she's gonna go out. So once he wakes up, I got to scoop. But we got one last more.
Is Scotty Boops in the chat, by the way?
I think Scotty Boots is here. Scott, Scott.
And by the way, I wanted to say thank you to Carlos. He might not be watching anymore, but he was very kind. He said, appreciate you guys after his playbook. He said, appreciate you guys. Love the lightning fast responses for team reviews and top tier advice. You have a long time supporter in me. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
This must be Case Scott's team then.
Yeah, must be.
What's up, Ozdog? What are your thoughts on Breece Hall? I'd just say, like, quickly, I think he's probably going to be the starter for them this year, and I think he's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to ever reach that top 3 ceiling that he had last year, but I think he'll be an okay option. What's up, Alex? He says, how much sleep do you think the NFL GMs are getting tonight? Probably none. That's how it should be. You should be nervous. You should be nervous that you're making the right call or not.
Unless you have the one and you just going to sleep sound. It's like they already wrote Cam Ward's name on the card. They just have to hand it in.
One thing I will say is I don't believe this league has set their draft order yet. So we might not have access to the entire draft board. What might be helpful, Case, is if you can do this on the Flock message tab, by the way. If you go to my reviews, you should be able to message us there on your review. But what will be helpful is if you just tell us who owns every pick in the first 2 rounds. I know that sounds crazy, but it would drastically help us when we're coming up with trade ideas for you. So you see that message system here. But anyway, let's have a look at this and go ahead and read the context.
All right, let's have a look at this. 12 team, 2 quarterback, 12 team, start 11 PPR, which is rolling deep. It's a deeper league here. And you're currently ranked 4th out of 12, and your name is Case Scott. It says, I have the 103, the 205, and the 301 this year. I traded the 201 and the 202 for Rome Odunze. I also traded Ayuk and Likely for Josh Downs in the 26 first. I also have 27 first. I'm looking to trade the 103 and Penix for the 101, 105, and JJ McCarthy. I realize my team is a rebuild. Okay. So you are a rebuild. That's okay.
Big lineup.
Big lineup. And let's have a look at your team. And please jump in at any point in time with any information that you have. Case, I know you're here with us. Appreciate you. Justin Herbert, Michael Penix. Yeah, just refresh. Justin Herbert, Michael Penix are the 2 quarterbacks you do have, which is okay. QB3 is of need. At the running back position, you have Jahmyr Gibbs, Kendre Miller, and that's it. So your RB2 is definitely short, but you do have a top. You do have the 103, so you can potentially get a running back there. You can start up to 6 wide receivers: Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, Josh Downs, Cedric Tillman, Jalen Tober, and Parker Washington are your starting 6. So you are short on depth there, with really only having Malik and Rome Odunze to start, and then Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Interesting team. Interesting team here.
Yeah, he says he's in a rebuild. I kind of tend to agree. You have a lot of young elite players, which is awesome, though. But in a start 11, if you think about a starting lineup, it would be Herbert, Penix, Gibbs, and then mystery player. Neighbors, Odunze, Bowers, and then we still need to start 4 more players between Downs, Tillman, Tolbert, Parker, Rashawn, Audric Esme. There's just not a full lineup there yet. I don't know. I don't actually think this is a full rebuild. I think it's more of a 1-year punt, maybe.
I think so as well. 1-year punt, especially with the capital that you do have.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean a 1-year punt. So you're kind of operating the same way. You're just kind of every asset you're building towards a 2026 offseason to either retool or punt 1 more year into 2027. But if you showed most people this team, they would say that this is in a much better position than I thought it would be, right?
Yeah, I think so. So well.
But I loved the idea that he had to get to the 101. What was it? He says looking to trade the 103 and Penix for the 104, 105, and JJ McCarthy. That would be, wow. I mean, that would be incredible, don't you think?
I would. Yeah, I think that would be great. Yeah, 100%.
So, I'd like some clarity there. Are you saying this is something that you've offered, or is this something that someone has said they're interested in, or is it in your inbox, or what exactly? Where's the state of that idea living at right now, if that makes sense? Because we'll definitely talk about that.
I'm gonna do this really fast.
Okay.
Because Brooklyn is woken up and I can hear him crying.
Okay.
It's a 1-year punt. We'll put in the main pathway so we can get admin through the way, and then you can have it once cases here. Untouchables: Jahmyr Gibbs, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors. We could potentially tear down from one of these guys. I'll put that untouchables. Holds: I have Rome Odunze. I don't know if you have anyone else. I'll put
Downs,
Michael Penix.
I like as a hold.
Okay. Josh Downs, yeah.
And you can drop Elijah Moore. You can drop Polk if you wanted to. Vidal, Shipley, Mason Rudolph, Tyler Conklin. There's plenty of drop options.
Yeah.
No worries. You go to your thing.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. I'll still be here. I'm just gonna settle Brooks, and then I'll be in the back end there. So I'm just gonna log off. But
Brooks,
love. I'll see you guys.
Brooks is Badaki's baby, so he's got to go be a dad.
Yeah, he's literally crying. Ellen's out, but I'll be in the chat once he's settled. Love.
Cool. Don't worry, by the way, I'm still here, Case. I'm still here with you. And he says, I've offered he's going to accept or deny tomorrow. My friend, that would be... Wow. That'd be shocking if he did that. I would truly be shocked if he accepted that. That would be such a win for you. I'm not even opposed to like adding Josh Downs to the deal. If, you know, like if that pushes it over the top, that would be truly shocking. So again, like if he's on the fence tomorrow and you can say, hey, what if I add Josh Downs? I mean, that would be a huge W for you, man. But yeah, I like the team a lot. I'd say overall team grade, considering the capital, you have 3 firsts and 26. Draft capital grade is probably more A- than anything. As far as the overall team grade, I'm probably gonna lean. You got work to do, you know that. But this isn't a C team. This isn't a C team as a rebuild. You already have a lot of great foundation. I probably would lean like a B flat for a team like this. That's pretty decent. Carlos, I see your super chat. I'm gonna look at that after we do Scotty Boop's team review. So just hang on the stream with us, and I'll look at that in a second. Kay says sent some of the picks earlier. What about the 104 and 110 instead of the 105 for the trade? Yeah, I would still do that if that was the final offer. Like if he countered and he says I can only do it for the 110, and yeah, that's still a no-brainer in my mind. 100% no-brainer. So it sounds like you got some flexibility there, and that would be an incredible deal for you. But as far as sells on this team, kind of similar to the team that we just reviewed, I'm not sure there really is a true sell on this team. Like, of course, everyone wants to sell Watson. No one wants Watson. There's no young piece here to sell. So, yeah, I don't think you have any true sells. Like, honestly, I guess I can pose a question. Was there anyone in particular you were wanting to explore the idea of selling? I don't feel a need to tear down. Maybe we could tear down from Gibbs if you're going to go 1 year punt, but also there's nothing wrong with keeping some of these top 10, these top tier elite talents on the team either. We're not going to trade a Dunze Neighbors down or Downs. I don't know. I wouldn't trade Downs. Yeah, I don't think there's a clear, obvious sell, honestly. So it's more about what to do with this capital. He says, I feel like the only one is maybe Bowers, but I don't know. In a start 11, maybe you can rationalize it, but you might be giving up a guy who's going to average 15 to 20 points per game for the next decade. That's tough to do on a rebuilder. But let's explore what we could do here, okay? And by the way, when I make this, I'm going to say it's the 103, but the prices are probably the same for the 104, so just keep that in mind. The range is going to be the same. So if you stick and pick, you're probably going to be in a position where, let's be honest, Burden is probably not going to be there based off what we've heard. I don't think Judkins or Egbuka is going to be in consideration. So it's going to be this group of players that you'll consider. The Hampton, McMillans, Hendersons, Hunters, Wards. If the draft goes away, I think it will. I'm probably considering more Hampton, Hunter, Ward. But Hampton might be ideal. But honestly, I'm obsessed with this idea that you've come up with. I just think that would be so OP for your team. At the 205, we're going to go BPA. There's plenty of options that could be available. Again, if you watch today's mock draft, for example, in that mock draft, we had Dylan Sampson and Scadaboo. They were the ones that had the great landing spots in round 3. I think that's probably what you're going to be looking at. You know, of course, you can look at like the Trey Harris, the Jalen Knowles, those Iowa State receivers are all available to you. And then in the 301, it's true BPA. It's really unknowable at this point exactly what that's going to be. But we can always look at tiering down, and you've already started to explore that. I love that. Maybe not. Our content has played a part in you wanting to explore that idea. You've already really talked about the 104, so let's. That guy has a 105 as well, so we can look at the 106 as a tier down, and maybe the 107 on top of that. Maybe those are the options that we can look at. He says it for sure has had an impact. Great to hear. Ethan says, I also have the 103. I'm thinking stick and pick Henderson and Hampton there. Definitely a good option if they go round 1. I think it's a no-brainer, but yeah, I think Bowers could be the next Kelsey as well. I'm kind of there with you. But let's have a look at these teams that have the 106 and the 107. And well, actually, I don't know who has those picks. Let's see. Did you get a chance to tell us in the reviews tab? I wonder. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you did. Okay, so the 106 is owned by Waffle House. Is that right? I think Waffle House has the 106 and the 102, if I'm not mistaken. So if we tier down, what does his seconds look like though? Waffle House. Does Waffle House have any seconds? Does he have any early seconds, I wonder? Right now, there's nothing really screaming to me that this is a good tier down, but I think we could go like the classic 106 in the future first. Like ideally you add to 2027. There's not much creativity I can have with a team like this because we're probably not going to tear down for Jameson Williams as much as I love him. We're not going to tear down for Shakir. Brian Thomas is out of range. None of these running backs are interesting. The quarterbacks don't fit the mold. You sold McMillan for the 201. I like that. I'm a big believer in McMillan, but I like that. Wait, so you have the 201? Wait, so you're saying I can add 201 onto your game plan here? Wait, so do you have the 201 and the 202? Am I missing that? Oh, okay. Wait. You bought Rome with these picks. Okay, my bad. Oh, Rome. If you somehow turn that into Rome, congratulations. That's a huge win. Let's see. Who had the 107? The 107 was owned by I actually don't see the 107 here in your message. Who has the 107 in your league? Yeah, let me know. I don't see that right now. Snack does? Who's Snack? Let's see. Snack. Where you at, Snack? If that's his username, I need to know his team name actually. But by the way, just got to report the Saints have made calls about moving back from the 9 spot to acquire additional draft capital. Looks like a lot of people are doing that. Booze Bag. Okay, Booze Bag. Booze Bag has a 107. Okay, we could be cooking here. I love a tier down for Rashee Rice. That would be awesome. If you can manage something like that, that would actually be 200 IQ. Maybe if it's the 104, you can even find a way to negotiate that if you added like the 205 and asked for like a third from him or something. But that would be great. He also has May Hurts. I wonder if you can tear down and... Yeah. Just trying to think this one through here. Yeah, I think Rashee Rice is the main piece that interests me. But I was thinking like we could add the 205 on top. What did I just do? Oops. Sorry, gang. Give me a second here. I was thinking we could add the 205 on top and go like a Trey Benson if that gets the deal done. I think I'd rather just stick and pick there, but the Trey Benson edition, I don't mind either. I don't really want to go down to the 108 yet. I need to see how the draft goes, but you said the 108 is owned by... I don't see actually who the 108 is owned by. I know the 109 is on Cassis Big Bro. So he's that last team there. So he has the 109 and the 111. I don't love the players he has to work with in a tier down, though, so I don't think that would make sense. It's a little too far down to take that kind of risk. But I think those make a lot of sense. Honestly, since you told me these trades are options, I've been obsessed with them. I mean, imagine you can do that. You go from Penix to McCarthy, who are in the same tier for me anyway. And you add an extra first-round pick, and then what? You make that Igbuka at the 110, Hunter, one of these running backs fall like Judkins. I mean, bro, that would be incredible. I would love that. But Aki is here from our redraft channel. Love to see that. But dude, outside of that, there's not as much. Like your pathway is very clear. If you want me to, I can explore like a Gibbs tear down. I don't think I'm tearing down from Bowers or Neighbors with your team. But if you wanted to make the case that, like, look, Gibbs is in his prime right now as this young asset that's going to get you the most value in Dynasty, then we can rationalize maybe doing that. But I don't think I would force a Gibbs tear down either if I was in your position, because I do think he's going to get that long-term contract in Detroit anyway. But let's explore that maybe as a last addition to your review. Again, the hard part with tearing down from these names is, like, who are you going to tear down to? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to tear down to Chuba Hubbard and CMC and Walker and, like, these names. So we'd probably go, like, Bucky, Achane, and then maybe think about draft capital. I don't think there's another tier, a true, like, tear down that makes sense option for you. But we can also just look at, like, what sort of draft capital we might need on top. But let's look at the Bucky owner real quick. So Bucky Irving has the Bucky earning over. What capital does he has? Do we have a system of a downs? System of a downs has a 104, 105, 110. Oh, there could definitely be some work here. I'm thinking Bucky 105, 110 could make sense. Something like that. What does the chat think about that? You get Bucky. That's essentially 3 firsts. Maybe you prefer to do something like this instead, where you get the 104 and the 105, and then you send your 205 is what you have, right? Like something like that could make sense. He says, what about tear down for a receiver and I double draft running back? We can explore that as well. Yeah, if you're going to, like, tear down for a receiver, it's probably, like, JSN range. Maybe London. Maybe Marvin. Yeah. And then maybe you can figure, like, a 2-for-2 with Brian Thomas. Like, if they go out and take Tet or something, you can maybe buy him cheap. So we can explore those options. Achane. Where are you at? Oh, shoot, sorry. Achane is in team 1. Levy Love. What does Levy Love have? I don't know. You haven't written it down. What's their first round pick? Levy Love. We'll look at that in a second. Let me know what Levy Love's first round pick is. And let's go to the JSN owner next. Jackson Smith and Jigba. They have no first round pick. So this would be a tougher move to make, I think. He has the 112. Yeah, that's not... The Achane owner has a 112, right? Yeah. That kind of rules out a deal with him, in my opinion. Unless you went like... No, yeah. I think that rules out Achan as an option. All right, the JSN owner... This really isn't ideal for you, quite frankly, to be honest with you, man, because they have 3 veterans in Saquon, Chuba, Derek. They don't really have the flexibility to go JSN. I would probably have to ask them for like JSN Nix, or Marvin Nix or something. I just don't think they're going to do that with the weakness they have at wide receiver and no picks in the future. So, to be honest, I don't think Marvin or JSN are legitimate options here. London, maybe. Depends on the London owner. Case Big Bro, who had... I swear you told me. Yeah, he has a 111, 109. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I guess like you'd have to do like the 109 and the 111 plus Drake London. I'm not really sure I love that, but maybe this guy's foolish enough to think that makes sense for him because of his wide receiver room. It's not a perfect fit though. And then Brian Thomas is Waffle House. Brian Thomas could actually make sense here. So in this world, you would go Brian Thomas in the 106 and you send Gibbs in the 205, for example. I think that would be a no-brainer. I don't even mind if you had to add like Josh Downs on top of that or something. But that would kind of be like the structure you would pursue. He says the Thomas owner really wants Penix. Okay. So what if we think of an idea where we send Gibbs and Penix and we would get back... See, this is the issue. What other player makes sense? Baker Mayfield makes no sense for your team right now. I mean, the simple answer is like his 27 first on top of that. What? Maybe that's the obvious answer there. It's not perfect. Maybe you ask for one of his seconds as well. But yeah, I think that's probably the route I'd take with your team there, Case. Maybe it's a little more straightforward than some of these other reviews we've done today, but I think that's my honest feedback. You're kind of already going in the right direction. I mean, dude, you have a rebuild. You said it was a rebuild, and you've already got Gibbs, Neighbors, Adunze, Bowers, Penix, Herbert. I mean, you're killing it. Don't say sorry for spamming, dude. Do not say sorry for spamming. This is very helpful. I love when we're doing a live review and someone's in the chat and they're giving us that constant back and forth. I love it. But yeah, if there's anything I didn't answer well enough, please let me know. I'd love to make sure that, you know, you leave the stream feeling great. But as Badaki always says, your playbook is going to be customized. And this time it's going to be sent before the NFL draft so you can take action. He's probably going to work on that today and send it to you. But yeah, please let me know if you have any final questions. And I will just say to anybody out there watching, it's a great time to get your team playbook. The NFL draft is about to happen. We're going to probably have a big old queue, I imagine. If you want your team playbook, all you got to do is become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member on the Flock site. You'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. If you want it done live, just make sure you do it live. But we're going to be pumping out some of these team playbooks, I assume, after the draft. But I appreciate you guys big time. And shout out to everybody who's on today's stream. Appreciate you guys. Nothing but love. And yeah, last thing, Badaki makes a good point. We will be live on the Redraft channel tomorrow night. Okay, so if you didn't hear us earlier on the stream, tomorrow we will be live to start the night on the Redraft channel. I'll put a link in the chat for you. It took me a while to find the new logo. All right, I'll put a link in the chat for you guys if you want to join us there tomorrow. We've already got some people putting their hot takes in the chat. We see Cade there and TD put some hot takes in the chat. But I'll put a link in the chat there. Join us tomorrow. We'll be live from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time onwards. And what we'll start off doing is a predictive mock where we let you vote on every pick pretty much. And we'll kind of create a community mock draft together. Then we will react to the draft live, which will be very fun. And then right after that, we'll be back live on this channel, Dynasty Land Football, doing some mock drafts, talking about, the draft itself and how it impacts Dynasty rookie drafts. And it'll be great. What a chaotic day. What a chaotic 72 hours we have ahead of us, but I can't wait for it. Appreciate you guys big time. Kate says, can I send an official draft order and picks on the review after this? What do you mean by that? As in, like, can I send an official draft order and picks on the review? Yeah, totally. Like, if you want to come back, let me know what you mean by that. But no worries, Greg. I appreciate you big time. Really excited for tomorrow, guys. Yeah, I feel like we've been waiting since November for this, and it felt like it was forever away. And now it is happening. It is for realsies happening. So I had a super chat. Oh, shoot. You're right. Thank you for saying that. Carlos, are you still with us, Carlos? Carlos might have just went to bed at this point. I'm sorry. Shout out to Cade, man. Okay, so the playbook is going to be sent to you pretty much instantly, my friend. So Badaki's working on it right now. He's going to be sent it. He's going to send it to you. The playbook is basically, it's everything that we talked about today, but in a beautiful graphic for you to kind of execute. So that's going to be sent to you today. But as far as like, we probably can't like change the playbook afterwards, right? Because then it's just a completely different review, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. But if you are an annual member, you can come back and get 30% off of any team reviews you get in the future, if that makes sense. Let me know. But yeah, let's answer this super chat here. Carlos, appreciate you. 12-team Superflex start 9. How would you tier down from Breece Hall if he's your only true starting running back? And what tier would you stop at? Well, quite frankly, it's the worst time to tier down from Breece Hall in the last 2 years. I really don't think he has much power in a tear down. Like, I don't think you can go from Breece to Ken Walker in a first. I think you could have at one point. I don't think you can now. Let me look at my rankings. Like, I don't think you can go from Breece to Jacobs in a first, Kyron in a first, Taylor in a first. I'm not even sure you can go to James Cook in a first. Maybe you could go Chuba in a first, like a mid first in Chuba. That might be possible. If you want to go like a veteran, maybe a CMC Derrick Henry in a first. But I think your options are very limited. Like, I'm not going to tear down from Breece to the tier of like Monty, Kamara, Tracy, Mixon, Connor. That's too far. And I don't feel like many people are actively wanting to pay up for him anymore. Like, I truly think his tear down power has lost most of its power, if that makes sense. So he's more of a hold, and you kind of hope in season he regains that. But yeah, let me know if that makes sense, Carlos. Guys, appreciate you big time. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. Today was a great stream, and I'm excited for tomorrow. Giants GM Joe Shane, son on IG dropping draft hints. He posted a photo of Jackson Dart. All right, Giants fans, time to get excited. The GM's son posted a photo of Jackson Dart. Anyway, that is it for today. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for all the love. And we'll see you guys in the future tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Christmas. See you then. Nothing but love. See ya.